What's up, guys? Welcome to El Sancho Live. This is your host, El Sancho. Very interesting world of drama today on YouTube. Welcome to a change of pace, I guess we can say. Drama-free, lots of drama. Drama galore. You know, I see numbers go up whenever there's drama, and it's a good or a bad thing. And tonight, we're trying to, stay away from drama. Break down some newly released body cam footage. Tomorrow night, ladies' night, we'll be back at 11 p.m. Eastern. Hello, George. Hello, John. Hello, Shadow. How's everybody doing? Welcome to El Sancho Live. Tonight, we are going to break down some really interesting body cam footage. J. Alex Kueng, his body cam footage is finally due to a judge. Finally had it released. Hello, Jessica. How are you? Pat Seguin, are you there? Hey, Pat. Hey, Pat.
Hey, Sancho.
Welcome to the drama-free zone. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I was saying that seems like if you get drama, like you get a lot more viewers, and you still don't want to ethically go that route because it eventually is going to get burned out pretty quick.
Yep. I just came over from Polly's and they have it in droves.
Hello, Jessica. Hello, Don. How are you? Yeah, it's dose of drama. I mean, that's the issue we're having is drama, and it's problematic. You know, we want to go over some real life shit, and that's what we're doing right now. We're about to go over J. Alexander Kueng's body cam footage. The judge recently has released the body cam footage. It dropped about 48 hours ago. So we're going to kind of break it down. Anything you want to pause and give me your opinion, please do. Let's start it off. Viewer discretion is advised for anybody if you're squeamish. I'm going to fast forward one part. I already determined that. But we're going to not only show this, we're going to have a poll about it, get everyone's opinion, and then we'll do an open panel after that. So let's check it out. Volume kicks in soon. So this is them driving to the scene. 5:25:20. Is that 20:08? 20:08. All right. So this is where they're at the convenience store. You can see the top left. You can see the convenience store sign. There we go. So this is interesting. We haven't seen this yet. We haven't seen the first contact from the store owner. The initial body cam that I played the other day, a week or so ago, didn't have this. So this is interesting. So we're going to see the first contact of what caused all this mess.
Before they drive off, they act like here. This is a fake bill from the gentleman.
It's fake bill from the gentleman. He's alleging that he's driving away, but he's sitting in his car, and the store clerk has the bill in the hand. You see that, Pat?
Yep.
The driver in there? Yeah. Which one?
The blue one over there.
Which one? Yep, that's right there.
Okay. Something like that.
All right.
I don't know about you, Pat, but if you've done something illegal and the cops are coming, your first instinct is to get the fuck out of there, no?
All right.
He's just hanging around. He's hanging around. Popo's across the street. Popo went into the store that he just went in. He hasn't fled. He had time to flee. He had time to flee when the cop was en route, when he heard the sirens, and then when he parked and when he went into the store. George Floyd could have been gone by now. And he wasn't.
Damn, man.
Now that part was interesting. I don't know if you heard that, like the banging noise, but they were essentially banging the flashlight on him, which was interesting. Hesperia News, hello. Don, hello. I'm in between screens, guys, so if you don't see me acknowledging people quick enough, it's because I'm playing the body cam, and I'm making sure it's going through on YouTube's end too. So, all right, so right away, I got a couple issues. If you're guilty, you flee. In my neighborhood, if you heard the cops coming, you go the opposite way because you don't want any problems, you don't want any drama. And this didn't happen here. These are two individuals who are hanging out in the car, chilling like nothing's going on.
We're going to be out with Minnesota BRJ, Boy Robert John 026 at 38th Street.
I'm right here, bro.
All right, here. I appreciate that, man.
I'm cool, bro. That's your.
Put your hand up!
Let me get over here, sir.
No, you're going to stay right there for me.
Just us, man. Me and you.
Now you got one more back here.
It's a lady.
It's a lady?
Yes, sir. Female. You're giving us a ride. We're trying to get a ride.
It's her car?
No, it's his other friend.
Yes, it's apparent. This I don't want to say confrontation, but this contact is much different than what's going on in the driver's seat. This individual in the red pants was a lot more, and I'm using the air quotes, compliant. But we also don't know medically what's going on with this other individual, George Floyd. And we saw George Floyd become beyond hysterical on the point of contact, crying, mentioning his mother, mentioning his class, all these things. And it almost seems like, and I don't want to be an asshole saying this, Pat, it almost seems like if this officer was on the other side, he might have done a better job de-escalating things. Because the other officer, you can hear him screaming and doing the opposite of de-escalating as we speak.
Sir, she give her and I a ride.
Yeah. All right. So it's whose car? Your friend's car, you said?
It's his friend's car. Her name, I forget. Her name is Tank. I forgot her name, but I know his co-worker, and he was giving her and I a ride. This young lady right here.
Yeah.
And I a ride.
Okay.
We were just waiting on him.
All right. You stepped here, or what stopped you here at Cup Foods?
I did business with Adam. I was trying to buy.
Pat, is there a difference between tones, or is it just me?
Between tones?
We broke down the other side of the car with the George Floyd situation, and immediately it was a confrontation. Voice were raised. Have you heard this officer, besides telling him to stay in the car, raise his voice?
No.
It's a different tone. There's a different tone between the driver's side and the passenger side. Press 1 in the chat if you guys agree. Press 2 if you don't. But right now, we're 2 minutes and 44 in from the jump. And I'm noticing a different demeanor from this officer compared to the officer. You can hear the other officer screaming and raising his voice while these two are just having a conversation. I haven't heard any yelling from this person at all.
Me a laptop,
All right.
and I did buy one, but it wasn't working, so he gave me my change back. You can ask him. You can ask him.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
I can give him. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
I'm just fixing to get this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we're clearly hearing Mr. Floyd break down and cry, and voices are being yelled. And we're seeing this individual get out, and there's no. My question is, why is there more of I'm losing my train of thought. Why is there more of a escalation on the driver's side than there is on the passenger side? It's literally two different traffic stops, it seems like. It literally seems like two different traffic stops.
Okay. Please,
Yep,
man.
I appreciate that.
Please. I didn't know, man.
Adam knows, bro. Stay here. You take a seat in that car. Stay in the car.
Yes, sir.
All right. So clearly the mood just changed, Pat Sagan. The mood just changed because the officer's going hands-on with the driver, Mr. Floyd. And immediately the passengers just duck down, and the mood has officially changed.
Stop moving. Put your hands behind your back then.
I don't do nothing.
Face hit the floor. Hey, you come back. Stay in the car.
I'm sorry, but I was acting on my knees for them. Oh, man.
Stop resisting, man.
God.
Yes, you are.
What's wrong, man? Please,
Stand up.
please, man.
Stand up
I
for me.
want to go back.
Stand up.
I want to go back there. I can do that wrong, man.
Come on, walk with me.
This is like
Walk with me. Walk with me.
my feet, man. God damn, man.
Stand up.
Why you doing me like that?
Stand
man?
up.
God damn,
Come on.
man. I just want to stop through the
We're trying to get out of the street here so you don't get hit by a car.
That's it, man. I was looking, man. What are I doing wrong? That's all I was
Take a
saying.
seat. Sit down for me.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Mr.
Yep, sit down.
Thank you, man. God.
Sit all the way down.
Yes,
Flatten
sir.
your feet
Yes,
out.
sir. I will. Hey, man. Please, man.
You got an ID on you?
I got one at home.
All right, what's your name?
George.
George?
George Perry Floyd. I don't know what's going on. Man, that's it.
Spell it for me.
GEO.
So far, he identified. So far, we good, Pat?
Yep.
Are there any issues so far?
No, just that I'm not sure why he's crying and put on such a show. Why he's reacting like this?
Do you think it's a show, or do you think there's a health condition? I mean, mental condition, mental conditions, health conditions aside, we can't, question why someone's having a mental breakdown before knowing what's wrong with them. And right now, they don't know what's wrong with him, and he's having a breakdown.
That's true.
He's already publicly stated he's been shot by the police before. Wouldn't you have a little bit of an issue with authority if you had a bad run-in? Now, I don't know the full details of that incident, but my point is this. Questioning why someone's having a mental breakdown is questioning why someone's hungry at times. This is a common thing, especially when there's law enforcement, panic attacks, anxiety attacks. We can't question why someone's having a health condition. The person having it, but the person having the health condition might be wondering the same fucking thing, because it's a health condition. Press the wrong button. So let me back up and back in.
Yep.
RTE.
Last name?
Floyd. Yeah, man. FLOYD.
FLOYD?
Yes.
Date of birth?
And that's I'm gonna get October 14th.
October 14th?
73. And I got shot last night. Hey, man.
You mind do me a favor? Just run.
Nah, man. I was the
George Floyd. Thank you.
man, he was looking for I don't want no problem. I ain't gonna do nothing.
Man, you know why we're here?
Why?
We're here because it sounds like you gave a fake bill to the individuals in there.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes.
And you know why we pulled you out of the car? Because you was not listening to anything we told you.
Right. I didn't know what was going on.
You listened to us and we will tell you what's going on, all right? When you're moving around like that, that makes us think way more is going on than we need to know.
Right. And that's all I had was
Gotcha, all right. I'm gonna put you in the back of a squad, all right?
Can I talk to you?
Yeah, we're gonna sort all this out, all right?
Please, man.
That's your car key?
It's my sister.
Key fob right there?
Yes, sir. Man, I got one problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that for you, all right? Stand up.
Please, man. All right. Because I was so pissed with this. I was like, right now, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, and look at you still able to reach your side. You're making me nervous.
That's why I was feeling. I was in my wrist. Look at it.
Yeah, I got you. We'll fix all that. We'll fix all that, but you gotta walk with me.
Oh,
Are you on something right now?
no, nothing.
Because you acting real erratic.
Man, I'm scared, man. God,
You got
man.
foam around your mouth too?
Yes. Yes, I was just moving earlier. All right, let me calm down now. This is a little better now. All right, okay. Give me one favor, man.
And we're gonna talk about that once we get to the car. Stop moving around.
Man. Oh, man. God, don't leave me, man. Please, man, don't leave me, man. Oh, please don't leave me,
Yeah,
man.
just unlock the door for me.
I did it, thank
So here comes the big controversial topic. Hello, welcome, by the way. This is the controversial topic we're going to approach now, where did they do enough to properly get him into the vehicle, which would have prevented everything that happened after this situation? So we got to break it down and see if we thought that the officers did enough to get him in the vehicle safely, or did he resist enough to the point where he had to be pushed to the ground? And then what happened, we all know after. So let's watch.
Stand up. Stop falling down.
I'm claustrophobic, man.
Stand up.
I'm claustrophobic.
Stay on your feet and face the car door.
Man. Please.
Hold on. First question, Pat. Why is he getting arrested?
For the fake bill.
So we confirmed it was fake? 'Cause I didn't see any questioning. I didn't see any investigation.
Yeah, I don't know. The only information they have is from the store clerk, right?
So why did they arrest him?
Was he arrested now or just being detained?
It looks to me like he's in handcuffs. Why is he detained, Matrix?
I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up on some of the situation here.
We have a man in handcuffs, and I'm trying to figure out why.
But they didn't state that he was being arrested.
They never stated you're under arrest. They never
No.
read him his rights.
No, they didn't. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, did they say? I didn't even hear them say that you're being detained. They just put him in the cuffs, right?
Did they say the words "you're being detained"?
I didn't hear that.
I didn't either.
I think the closest they came was saying we're going to sort this all out.
Right. Which,
It's not the same thing.
Right.
do you think a better explanation on what was happening would have been better for de-escalation? Rada, come up. Papito, come up. Papito. Papito, come up.
The officer should have at least said you're being detained for further. See, the way I understand this, I'm from Canada. I'm a Canadian here, but the same basic rules apply. Like if you're being detained, the officer needs to state you're being detained. If you're being arrested, the officer needs to state you're being arrested. And once you are going into those cuffs.
According to Rada, he doesn't need to be read his rights.
No, he's not. No, I didn't say being read his rights. I said it needs to be stated that you're just being detained.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Well. All right.
Keep the door open. Keep the door
I
open.
don't want to talk to you, man. Please, let me talk to you.
Man, you ain't listening to nothing we're saying, so we're not going to listen to nothing you're saying.
I'm claustrophobic, officer.
Face the
Please,
door.
man. I'm claustrophobic.
I hear you, but you are going to face this door right now.
Listen up, stop. I'll do anything.
Wow.
I'm really not telling you, man. I'm not in this, man. I'm not. You can ask him. You know me, you know. Yeah, man, I'm going to do anything against y'all. Why is it going on like this? Look at my wrist, Mr. Officer. I'm not that kind of guy.
Sit still.
I'm not that kind of guy.
So are we thinking he's resisting right now? And is he resisting detainment, or are we able to say resisting arrest?
He's just resisting.
I think he's been resisting the whole time.
Yeah.
No
Because,
cooperation standards use excessive use of force.
well, put yourself in his position. If you haven't been told either way, if you're being arrested or detained, you're going to resist somewhat, aren't you?
Are we excessive at this point?
I would say.
I think we were when the gun was drawn on him when he was in the car at the start. My bad, guys. I'm still at work here. About to clock out in about a minute.
All right.
I'm not that kind of guy, Mr. Officer.
I'm actually clocking out right now.
Please, man. Don't leave me by myself, man. Please. I'm just claustrophobic. That's it.
Got anything sharp on you?
I won't do nothing hurt y'all.
Do you have anything sharp on you?
Sir.
Not even like a comb or nothing?
I don't have nothing. Why y'all doing me like that? Mr. Officer? Please, back and forth from me and stuff, man.
Stand up straight.
I'm claustrophobic for real, Mr. Officer.
You got him?
Could you please crack it from me? Please.
Yes,
Remember
I'll
my
crack
name.
it.
Stay
I
with me,
will.
man.
I will.
Please stay with me, man. Thank you.
Rada, the floor is yours. Where are we right now?
Let me see. All right. Yeah. So my short experience of being in law enforcement, being prior military law enforcement, he's not being arrested at this time. He's just being detained because he's not cooperating. They're putting him in handcuffs just for safety. He does not need to be read his rights because he's not being arrested and he's not being questioned of what's going on at the time. rights are not even needed to be read sometimes until it gets back to the station. But then again, anything said is not admissible by the time they're back at the station getting read his rights. So that's why sometimes it is good to read rights and to make sure they go ahead and read the rights from the card that they have provided, because defense attorneys often blow people's spot up because of that. Did you go ahead and read your rights with the card provided? No. Then how does the person know that they're supposed to be read their rights? How do they know their rights?
So are you okay so far with what everything's going on? Are you okay so far?
I'm not on board 100%. Again,
what don't you like? What don't you like?
Again, like so that was already said, that maybe, hey, listen, buddy, we're going to put you in handcuffs for our safety, your safety. You're acting a little squirrely. You're not listening to us. We don't want you getting hurt. I mean, they tried getting him off the sidewalk. I mean, going into the sidewalk off the street. He was kind of resisting that. He's obviously on something.
One big thing I liked about T-Cat, who I had on the show last week, was when they were apprehending these fugitives are on the run. George Floyd wasn't on the run. No. These fugitives are having breakdowns, anxiety attacks, and panic attacks. And the people from T-Cat, who are bounty hunters, calm them down and say, it's only one felony. You're going to be in and out by a couple of days. Relax. It's okay. And you can tell these people are just calming down. They're stop crying. They're making eye contact. And it's the way things need to be done. This wasn't done that way.
No, I hate to use the words of the famous frauditor, verbal judo, but verbal judo is a true thing. It should be taught more. It's actually how to de-escalate situations before it gets to this.
Excuse me. If you would listen to the beginning, he was being questioned about the counterfeit bill.
Right.
When he first got to the car, right?
No, he got him sat down against the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, isn't it every?
I do a quick question.
Guys, one at a time.
All right. Go ahead.
Do you think the gun door, the initial drawer of the gun was necessary?
No, I thought they pulled the gun on him way too early.
That's what I thought too.
Way too
so
early.
Right there and then caused him to have a panic attack, caused him to start resisting a little bit. He was scared for his life. And he even said, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me, if you remember.
I would.
Right.
I mean, listen, with any issues, you got to communicate and you got to de-escalate. And I didn't see that. And I thought I saw that on the other side. I don't know if you guys agreed with me, but I was seeing a difference between the passenger and the driver's seat. And I definitely saw that. I don't know if anyone else did, but the demeanor of that officer was so much better on the passenger side than it was on the driver's side. And I almost feel like if that officer made contact initially with George, maybe this wouldn't have gone as far as it did. Maybe he wouldn't have pulled the gun out.
Agree.
Well, as far as I understand, after talking with many police officers and ex-police officers, that one of their responsibilities is to de-escalate the situation from the get-go. He didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of their weapons.
I'll be back on a little bit.
It's one of their weapons to de-escalate, and they didn't use that weapon, and now that's not good. All right, let's go.
God, man, I didn't know all this was gonna happen, man. Please, man, I just want my hands free. I don't gonna do nothing, y'all, man. Nothing.
You get that inside
and I understand.
real quick on your side?
I'm listening, and I understand that people do stuff, and y'all don't know me.
Take a seat.
Okay.
Why are you having trouble walking?
Because my hands are hurt. We won't, please, man. Please don't do this.
Take a seat.
I'm going in.
No, you're not.
I gotta go in.
Take a seat.
Grab a seat, man. Y'all don't believe me.
Take a seat.
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy, man.
Take a seat.
I'm a die.
Take a seat.
So was he resisting Rada for not sitting back right away?
I mean, it goes back to the whole paranoid thing. I mean, you always want a situation to be better off than what you started with. And I believe everybody's all hyped up. They're feeding off of each other as Floyd's going ahead and kind of being squirrely. The officer's now getting a little bit pissed, and then they're just feeding back and forth. I think going up with guns drawn was a bad idea. I mean, unless there was a known threat. he already stated, all right, we're here for a counterfeit bill that was passed. No biggie. It's a counterfeit bill. There was no weapons involved. There was nothing. There was no reason for a gun to be drawn. So I think it was just bad from the start, right from the get-go.
I agree with Snow. Why use the de-escalation weapon when you have the other one that puts holes in people? I think they used the wrong weapon. They should have used the de-escalation weapon, and they pulled the gun out instead.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing this video for the first time, folks.
Me too. Me too. Everyone is. This just dropped like 2 days ago, and I haven't watched it yet.
No,
I just know there's one scene in it that's a little graphic that I'm probably going to fast forward, potentially.
I don't have a problem with whatever you show. So.
But besides that, this is absolutely the first time seeing this, and that's why we're breaking it down and going through it. We did a video on the first one that was released a few weeks ago with the other officer, and now we're doing it on this one. So we have both angles now on the channel.
Man, you need to take a seat right now. I just had COVID, man. I don't want to go back to that. Take a seat.
I'll roll the windows down. Hey, listen.
Dang, man.
Listen.
I'm not that kind of guy.
I'll roll the windows down and you pull your legs in, all right?
Y'all
I'll put the air on.
God, look at that. You're not even listening. Look at it. We can fix it, but not while you're standing out here. Hey, man. God, y'all do me bad, man. Man, I don't want to try to win. I don't want to win. I'm claustrophobic. You ain't gonna win. I'm claustrophobic. I got anxiety. I don't want to do nothing to
I'll roll the window down.
Man, I'm scared as fuck, man. When I start breathing, it's gonna go off on me, man. Okay. Let me count to three and I'm going in. Please. You can't win. Please, I'm not trying to win. I'll get on the ground, anything. I'll get in the car. Man. He know it too, Mr. Officer. Y'all hear me? Don't do me like that, man.
In the car.
Okay, can I talk to you, please?
So are we at the point where he's resisting getting in the car?
No. I don't
think so?
He's just pleading for something. Now, I've seen a lot of police videos and dash cams and body cams, and what I see is that most officers at least show some level of empathy when it comes to a situation like this. So they take a slightly different approach of trying to coax the person into the car for everybody's safety and detainment and investigation. I don't see that here.
I see a body posture that is upright, preventing him from going into the car, which is, I would say, resisting.
Okay.
Yeah, I would too.
Well, it's straight up. But GA, is this resisting, you think?
He seems reluctant to get in the car for sure, but I don't know. All this is for a nonviolent crime too. So, and they've checked him for weapons and all that stuff. I don't really understand why they're putting him in the car in the first place, I guess.
Nonviolent crime, not a felony, correct?
That's right.
But there's also the way he was acting too, all keyed up on something.
Yeah, passing counterfeit is a felony.
Okay, but it might be a felony, but it's a dangerous felony. There's a difference between just that's a financial kind of issue versus having a gun on you and pulling a gun on somebody else. So
he didn't rob the store. Exactly. This is good, though. I'm glad I get to talk about these kinds of things with. I've actually had a lot of questions for officers that I haven't been able to get answered in the field, but this seems to be like a better platform. I had noticed that there are some prior law enforcement coming to these panels. So
it's a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of everything to bridge the gap between the two. Pro-police, anti-police.
Well, I'm not anti-police either, but the difference is the people in here aren't out, in their official capacity, and they have a little bit more freedom to speak, I think.
Yeah. And I have freedom to act like an asshole sometimes too. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Just kidding. Let's play.
Yeah.
Get in this car. We can talk. I'm claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic, man. Working with me. God, I'm claustrophobic, man.
Get in the car, man.
Get in the car. Get in the front. Please.
No, you're not getting in the front.
I'm claustrophobic. So
Get in the car.
Okay, man. Okay. I'm not a bad guy, man.
Get in the car.
I'm not a bad guy. Man. Please sit. Please. Take us.
Clearly, he's resisting getting in that vehicle.
Well,
Can we all agree?
Yeah, no shit. I'd be resisting too. because of the level of nature of whatever I've committed. But I mean, this cop has yet to state, I'm sorry, you're under arrest or you're being detained. We need to do this for our safety, or something to state why he's doing it.
Right.
And
let's not forget he's not the smallest guy either. I mean, he barely fits in the back of the car.
I weigh 100 pounds. What the fuck? It doesn't matter. Like, tell me why you're putting me in the car. If you're not telling me, I'm going to fucking resist.
Well, no, I was just saying that people looking at it as resisting might just be difficulty getting him into the back of the car.
Well, true. But I mean, I'd still give a hard time because I still don't hear the officer saying, I'm doing this for everybody's safety while we investigate the situation.
You know, what's everybody's thoughts on the right to resist an unlawful arrest?
Ooh.
I think it's on like Donkey Kong. If you're not supposed to arrest me, I have every right to resist because it's considered kidnapping. If that, but on the other side of the fence, you're going to get fucked unless you get off on that unlawful arrest.
Right. Yeah.
The street.
At the end of the day.
The street is not the place to fight unlawful arrest. The place to fight that is in court.
Yeah. Agreed.
Don't resist, you will win eventually.
Pretty much.
It's going to be hard to fight on the street.
Well,
you're not going to win.
We
You're
saw
not going to win
night.
On the street. I'm sorry.
We saw last night a bunch of examples of overzealous officers pepper spraying kids and over excessive, punching in the face, all that stuff. And it's like, why would you put yourself through that?
Let's be real.
Why would you put yourself through something worse?
Right. That's my point.
Because you're an idiot. That's why.
Well, you got officers out there arresting people you got people out there getting arrested for passive resistance too. So I mean,
yeah, but it still goes back to,
I guess it doesn't even matter. I guess just try to invoke.
Right.
But I mean, if you're being arrested, then the officers to state
that
you're
I understand
being investigated. Most of the stuff I've seen, even on like the old cop show and everything else, and whatever, you're being detained for our own safety while we investigate. I don't see this here. Right. He's just forcing this poor guy into the fucking car.
You're okay right now. Yeah. Well, get up here, Liberty Bird. You want to talk shit? Get up here.
Yeah.
Get up here, bitch. Everyone call Liberty Bird a bitch. He'll come up.
Okay, Liberty Bird, you're a bitch. Okay.
There you go. Everyone.
Liberty Bird, I love you, but you're a bitch.
There you go. He'll come up now. That's the only way to get him up on panels nowadays is by insulting him.
Josh Abrams, you're a bitch. Oh, sorry, wrong.
Right.
So
you saying you're a piece of shit.
All right, let's go.
If you have 3 cops arresting you, write them all.
What?
If you have 3 cops trying to arrest you, you're supposed to resist them all?
Yep. That's how it works.
All right, let's play it.
Please, man. Please. No, take a seat. I can't choke. I can't breathe, officer. Please. Please. My wrist, man. Please. Okay. I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground. I'm going down.
Get in the squad.
I'm going down. I'm not going to leave you. Bro, you want to die a heart attack? I know, I can't breathe. Get in the car.
Who wants to go first?
Jesus.
Anyone?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
He's resisting right there, very much so. But what happens next is the question.
Are we looking at the amount of officers because of his size or because of the amount of resistance he's providing? GA.
Size. Because they do it to me too. They come like 7 deep.
Hey, You're
Could be my
BB.
size.
You're BB. You're not GA. GA.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with his size. He's a big dude. I think it's difficult to get him in the car. He might be offering some resistance too, but I still don't think they need to die for it.
Whoever has a TV in the background, please mute it. Rada, what do you think about so far?
A combination of both. A combination of both sides and resisting. Again, right now should be, all right, what's going on? Why is he resisting so much? Yeah, okay, maybe the car, but is there a medical condition? Now's the time to ask, hey, buddy, you need help? What's going on? Like, you're sick? You hurt? Like, what's going on right now? What do you need?
All right, let's go.
I just got COVID, man. I can't breathe.
Take a seat.
Please, man. Please listen to me.
Is he going to jail?
Listen to me.
He's under arrest right now for forgery.
I tell you.
Forgery, NJ Diver, what do you think?
They started the investigation when they had him sat down against the wall. Now they're informing him that he's under arrest. And the reason there's multiple officers there is because you had a passenger in the car. You have people starting to congregate in the area. And it's standard procedure in the cities to back up every call with multiple officers because there have been officers that have been killed.
So are you okay with this so far?
No.
As far as the police
Are we even to the point of?
As far
Have we
as
gotten
what
to
you,
probable cause yet?
Yeah, you had it when the report came in.
That's not reasonable suspicion.
I have nothing in the background. I don't know what that is.
That's somebody that doesn't have their mic muted.
Yeah, there's background noise for someone.
My bad.
Where are we, Rada? Of course it's Bucket Boy.
Of course it's Bucket Boy.
Who would have thought, Rada? So
All right.
you clearly have issues and there's some flaws here. What I'm
I
trying
have issues.
What I'm trying to get with NJ is, are you seeing any flaws so far with what we've watched so far, like the 11 minutes and 3 seconds? Are you seeing any flaws from the police side so far?
From the police side, yes. I mean, I must have missed the whole when they started questioning him when he was on the sidewalk. But as you see, it's night and day on both sides of the car. I mean, you see one guy cooperating, cops talking to him, hey, listen, get out. And that was the cop on the passenger side. And now we're on the other side. Again, it has to be something. All right, hey, why is this guy acting like this? You have to be, is there a medical condition going on? I understand he's a big dude and that's a little space in the back of the car, but still got to figure out what's going on with the situation.
So I want to poll everybody in one by one. Let me go. Rada, you've already given your opinion. We're going to go Pat Seguin, then we're going to go Matrix, then we're going to go NJ, GA, and we're going to end with last but not least, the best for last, the OG from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, now residing in Providence, Rhode Island, pounding pussy like he doesn't mind. Bucket Boy.
Yeah.
So, Pat Seguin, what are we seeing so far? Are we seeing any flaws with the police side of things, yes or no?
I guess I'd have to say yes, just in the fact that they did not de-escalate very well, and they didn't really inform him that he was being detained. Mm-hmm. But they are trying to control a very large man who is clearly resisting and clearly on some kind of drugs or something.
So what do you see in Matrix? You seen any flaws?
Oh, I see plenty. Number one, the cops aren't showing any empathy to the fact that, like, he's claiming, now you have to take it at his word that he's having trouble breathing and whatnot. So they've got to take a step back and deal with that particular issue, which they're not doing. Plus, I see 3-4 officers trying to detain him over a money or financial felony, not a criminal. Like, you know what I mean? Like a violent offense. So, I mean, they're not even trying to de-escalate the whole situation. Like, yes, I see lots of issues there, honestly. Like, and it pisses me off when I watch this one.
NJ Diver, what do you think?
There's faults on both sides, really. Yeah, they could have de-escalated it. The pulling of the weapons in the beginning, that's something that happens every day.
Right.
People are nervous about the situations they get themselves into and overreact, and this is what ends up happening, unfortunately. The initial response, as far as pulling the weapons, yeah, that was a little much. But again, I fear for my life, and with everything else that's going on nowadays, yeah, they are apprehensive. And it's going to happen more and more, unfortunately. I don't see any de-escalation happening anytime soon.
So the police did fuck up.
Yes.
Both sides did at this point.
You see how he's doing? See how he's doing? Let's go with GA, and then we'll go with BB. Are we seeing flaws on both sides here?
Yeah, I'm not saying that George probably couldn't have done something differently. What I'm confused about at this point is when I first got on here, we were confused as to whether he was detained or arrested. And sometime between then and now, they've elevated from reasonable articulable suspicion to probable cause, and they told him that he's arrested for forgery or whatever, or whatever they said it was, a fake bill. Decision seems he would have been under arrest for resisting then if it would have went from going on one side of the car to the other. I just don't understand where, like you said in the beginning, where the investigation took place. And when it comes to the pulling of the weapons, I've always wondered why, what gives the police officer the right to pull a weapon for way less than a regular citizen would ever be able to pull a weapon for.
True.
Yeah, one thing I want to add, can somebody cite the statute or code that says a police officer has to inform you of anything?
I can't.
If I could look it up, I probably could.
Easy bucket.
Might vary state to state.
But NJ, I've seen a lot of clips where they will de-escalate by stating what their intentions are. If they're just investigating, they will tell you that they're investigating. If they're going to arrest you, they're going to fucking tell you. They're arresting you. I still have yet to hear them say, other than you're under investigation, yet they're using so much force on him. It's too far. They've done too much against him.
Do you agree with that, Rada?
Do they have to say something? No. But then again into the borderline of kidnapping. All right, here, let's go. I mean, that's the old Gestapo tactics. You throw them in the back of the car, let's go to the station. But again, this has gone bad from the word go. I mean, it's just you're freaking the guy out. You should, and again, I'm not condoning what he did on both sides. Both sides are bad right now, but again, it should have been stated, hey, this is what we're here for. This is what we're going to do. This is how the situation is going to go, and go from there.
Now, you're claiming, NJ, that happened when he was sat down, correct?
Then what?
Hold on, let's go find out.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to say too.
Hey, your mic
I understand
sucks.
that mine does.
Yeah, but let's try again. Now you're good.
No, I kind of lost my train of thought now. But
sorry.
If it comes back to me, I'll speak up.
All right. So the question is, Bucket Boy, was it explained why he was being detained? So let's go back a little bit. Then we're going to go back to 1103. So let's play it.
Come on, walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. Stand up.
Why you doing me like this?
Stand up. Come on.
Man. I just want to stop through the
We're trying to get out of the street here so you don't get hit by a car.
That's it, man. I was looking, man. What I did wrong?
Take a seat. Sit down for me.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Yep, sit down.
Thank you, man. God.
Sit all the way down. Flat
Yes,
your
sir.
feet out.
Yes, sir. I will. Please, man. Please. Please, man.
You got an ID on you?
I got one at home.
All right, what's your name?
George.
George?
George Perry Floyd. I don't know what's going on. Man, that's it.
Spell it for me.
G-E-O.
Yep.
R-T-E.
Last name?
Floyd. Yeah, man. F-L-O-Y-D.
F-L-O-Y-D?
Yes.
Date of birth?
And last time I got 10, October 14th.
October 14th?
73.
So he's answering every question asked. Anyone surprised by that?
Yeah, and
That's what I wanted to get at.
I kind of remember what I was going to say now. I understand this concept of, oh, well, the law doesn't state that we have to tell them anything. But when you want the trust of the public, why would you want to keep every single thing a secret from them? Especially when you're putting this guy through this. Just tell him why you're there.
Just like I got told in New Jersey, when they just grabbed me and I ran off, the reason why the resisting arrest was dropped, because they didn't say you're under arrest, you're being detained. They just tried grabbing me and put me in cuffs. So like I said to them, I ran in fear. And that's why they dropped the resisting arrest, because they just tried grabbing me without telling me for what reason. So it was a form of assault, they said, by the police officer, in all essence, because they didn't say you're being detained or under arrest. They just tried grabbing me to put me in cuffs.
Right.
And then right here, George Floyd already had a gun pointed at him. Now he's just sitting here answering all their questions. I still think it's a little excessive. They went a little bit overboard. Right. Even though he was giving them a hard time.
Right, Bucker Boy. But you got right here at this stage, George is cooperating with the cops.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Volunteering, well, not volunteering, but he's being asked the information. He is giving his personal information, which he doesn't technically have to. So he's cooperating. So where does it go from here to what happens? That's the stupid thing.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't get why they went through such an extreme situation afterwards.
Right. Right. So
there's something missing.
Why does it change?
I don't understand it myself.
You know, I wonder how many cops actually get out there and just have conversations with the public that don't have to do with, you know, developing RAS or probable cause. I don't see a whole lot of it, or lots of examples.
Not anymore. That's called carding, and I think that's what it used to be called. And they've kind of put a stop to that here, where the cops will go out and talk to everybody on the street and just record what they talk about. That's been, you know, they've stopped doing that, at least up here anyway.
Well, I mean,
all right, so let's see the detainment part. So let's see, GA, if they told him why he was being detained, because that's the big question mark now, right? So let's check it out.
Yeah, I kind of came in late.
Man, like I said last on the same way, man.
Hey, you mind doing me a favor? Just run this
Nah,
back
man.
for me. George Floyd. Thank you.
Man, you was looking for something. I don't want no problem. I ain't gonna do nothing.
Man, you know why we're here?
Why?
We're here because it sounds like you gave a fake bill to the individuals in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes.
And you know why we pulled you out of the car? Because you was not listening to anything we told you.
Right. I didn't know what was going on.
You listen to us and we will tell you what's going on, all right? When you're moving around like that.
All right, so that's a different. So GA, does that change things at all?
Yeah, that's a little better. I didn't see that part. I came in after that, but I still feel like at that point it's just a report. It's just RAS. You know what I mean? Do they ever do an investigation of the bill? Like, how, I don't know how they investigate a crime like that, to be honest.
What we don't see is were they in the store interviewing the complainants before they came out after him?
They went into the store and the complainants mentioned a fake bill, $20 bill, and they went out to question, and that's when everything went down with, I'm scared, all that.
Okay, where's that video?
Well, that was the video we played the other day. I mean,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Hold on. Oh, no. This is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna have you guys carry on a conversation for a few minutes, and I'm gonna grab that video.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize. I apologize.
No, don't. You actually gave me a great idea.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
So who is the one that's law enforcement in here? Because I'm been seeking answers to that question about
NJ,
pulling
I think
guns and pointing guns.
Yeah, I'm so far from law enforcement. It's not funny.
Well, you've got you've got relations too, don't you?
Yeah, he's 6 foot under.
Okay, but you still have relations. I don't, and probably most people do not have direct relationships with ex-law enforcement.
Somebody said that they were prior military law enforcement when I first got in here.
Yeah, UCMJ, which is Uniform Code of Military Justice, is totally different. It's hard to translate to civilian law. It's just a different animal.
But still, it's still you have to de-escalate a situation if you're a police officer.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, you guys ready?
I see a lot more escalated situations.
Well, I see initially like he's talking to George. George is offering his information. Okay, great. Okay, we're going to talk and stuff. And then if the officer then decides that, okay, I'm going to detain you for possible fraud or whatever the charge is, then he needs to state that, which he didn't really. I don't see it.
So let's check this out, guys. All right.
Mm-hmm. Work your magic.
Stay in the car. Let me see your other hand. Let me see your other hand.
Is everyone able to hear the volume?
Yep, I can hear it.
I hear mouse clicking. Someone go on mute.
Put your hand up there. Put your hand up there.
So this is why we got a problem, Bucket Boy. The gun's already pulled out, my guy.
Oh, Jesus.
You know?
And what was happening in the moments before he pulled it?
He was walking from the corner store. He was coming out of the corner store before the gun was pulled.
Yeah. And you heard them go to the corner store and then approach the vehicle from both sides. And the body cam footage we just played, we heard the banging and the thumping and everything. So this is the other side that we just saw. Someone go on mute. There's some screaming
Sancho,
going on.
People hurt people all the time. I don't get why every officer can treat every single citizen as a threat, but every citizen isn't supposed to treat every officer like a threat because some officers hurt people too.
All I want to do is hug. I want to hug people like, Miss Delbert over there. I want to hug her. I want to hug her.
Share the love and drugs. Weed.
I gotta say, as a Canadian,
yep.
Okay, I understand the right to bear arms laws down there. We don't have that same problem up here, but at the same time, the officers have to have their guard up with their weapons because everybody can carry a goddamn firearm.
Not true.
They don't know. Pardon?
Hey, Sancho.
Bucket.
Sorry?
Stop it, Bucket.
Anybody can kill anybody with a firearm.
Comment from the chat.
All right.
I'd like to pull up a comment from the chat.
Go ahead, Bucket.
The comment from Tristan Shumway. I have ex-cop family, and they all have pulled crooked shit.
I understand about it, but the problem I've got is that when I've been approached by a police officer when I've ran the red light or like I rolled through a stop sign once recently, like a couple of years ago, they didn't have their gun out when they were approaching my car.
Most don't.
Okay. Do you understand?
I bought an officer coffee the other day.
Yeah, but we don't have that problem up here. So it comes down to that right to, that whole, I'm sorry, like the right to bear arms, which is fine.
Not everybody can.
No, not everybody can, but they don't know that. The cop doesn't know that when they approach the vehicle. So yeah, he has a right to have his firearm out if he believes there's a potential threat, which it seems like it's all the time.
Right.
Doesn't have a right to have it out, but out of sight of precaution, okay. If there is a perceived threat to do it all the time, well, he's going to get backlash, and this is what's going to happen with another George Floyd.
Hey, NJ
Yeah,
Diver.
Yeah, I was gonna say he put the statute for refuse to identify in the private chat.
Yeah, can I
had a
say
question.
something based on that?
Well, I was just wondering if there's any RAS required for them to ask for it, because it just looks like anybody who refuses to ID to any officer for whatever reason, like you didn't like.
Well, the reason
maybe
why I
arrest
want to say something on that, because in Rhode Island, it's a non-ID state. You don't have to identify yourself as suspected of committing a crime. Now, they didn't even tell him anything about any crime until he was in cuffs. So he didn't have to identify himself until he was told what crime he was committing, unless it's different in that state. I'm just saying, though, based on my state, that's how it is.
Right.
Yeah, well, based on the Indiana statute that I posted, they already had RAS because they already talked to the people inside the store, and the people inside the store identified the individual that they had passed the bad bills. So is that not RAS? Actually, is that not RS? The
I was just
articulated
curious if
doesn't have
it
to
was.
come until you're before a magistrate.
Yes, I understand that the person identified him and everything, but the thing too is that he wasn't, as the suspect identified, told when he was identified and being committed a crime of.
Gee, didn't we just go back and listen to that?
We did. He was actually told that he was suspected of passing a bad bill.
It's been back, and he's been in and out. He just got out of work too, so.
Sorry, guys, my bad. Yes, I do remember we called him
in and out.
back.
He's got women blowing up his phone every time he's
Nice.
on. It's not. He's not. You know. All right, so let's go back to where we ended off. We already answered some questions. We already answered the contact. He is aware of what he's being detained for. So we already addressed those rumors. Let's keep going.
What's going on? For what? For what? Please, man. I can't fucking breathe. Here, come on out. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on the ground. Yeah, on the ground. On the ground. My wrist. God. Oh, God. Right. You got your restraint. Hobble. Okay. I can't breathe. I'll grab that. Jesus Christ. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Thank you. I can't breathe. Stop moving. Mama. Mama. Yeah, Mama. Mama. One of the front pouches. Mama. On my right side bag. Mama. Mama. You're the rest guy. All right. All right. Oh my God! I can't believe this.
And if they knew he couldn't breathe, why is his knee on his neck?
I can't believe this, man. Mama, I love you. Reese, I love you.
You got hobble?
My kids, I love them. I'm dead.
Mine's in my side. It's listed. It's labeled. It says hobble.
I can't breathe for this, man. It's cold-blooded, man.
All right, digest this bucket. What'd you say?
Cold-blooded.
If he already can't breathe and they finally got him on the ground where they wanted him, why is his knee on his neck if he can't breathe?
That's been the subject of a lot of debate. I understand that. There's a detainment process. NJ can correct me if I'm wrong, but that they have to, how do I put it, like subdue the subject to a certain point, but he's actually stating he can't breathe. But at the same time, he can breathe because he's talking. So
who is that?
What's up, Joe? What's up, Taco? Welcome.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Taco.
Hey, I got to drop out. I got a problem with my browser. I'll be back.
All right.
Had to come here after cooling down after yelling at Turtle Boy.
Cool.
Yeah, welcome to Drama Free Zone.
What's good? Yeah, baby, that's good. Hey, who just said if he can talk, he can breathe? Well, is that sarcasm?
Well, no, I'm just saying that like the officer might be interpreting that a certain way, but at the same time, again, I've seen a lot of other videos from a lot of different shows and a lot of different clips and stuff that the officer takes the level of empathy that says, okay, you can't breathe? Okay, let's call 911. Let's call an ambulance. Let's do the following. They change their tactic at getting the situation under control.
And I hear someone say that, generally speaking, if you can say you can't breathe, then you can breathe. I'm saying, isn't that, am I misinterpreting this? Someone is choking you out and you can't breathe. And with your last breaths, with what you can muster, you're saying, I can't breathe. What kind of sarcastic fuck says, oh, well, if you can say that, you can breathe?
That's
You're missing the whole fucking point. If you're even a cat who said that.
That's my point. The fact that the officer looked at that and did not change his tactic and say, okay, well, either I'll get my knee off your fucking neck, or you want me to call an ambulance for you.
Agree.
And I've seen videos and clips where they would turn around and say, you want me to call the ambulance? And they say, no, I'm good.
You got some feedback, Jimmy. That's why I'm muting you, buddy.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
He's already telling his family goodbye and stuff at this point.
Oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah,
unfortunately, buddy.
The thing is, too, though, when I was in group homes growing up, I was restraint certified.
It sounds like Jimmy's having sex. I'm gonna have to mute him. Go ahead, Bucket.
I said when I was in group homes, I was restraint certified because I was classified as a peer mediator. And as a peer mediator and restraint certification, we were told how to properly take down and hold somebody down. And if you would need to put our knee onto them, we are to put it in their shoulder blade to the middle of their back area, not anywhere close to the back of their neck.
Let's be honest, even if you're doing that over a prolonged period, you can and will kill a person. We've seen that done. I probably watched that video here with Sancho yesterday or the day before.
We did. Jimmy.
Sancho.
Push your mic away, Jimmy. Push your mic away from your mouth. You sound like Michael Myers right now.
El Sancho.
I'm gonna punch you.
This video shows death.
It does.
It does. Okay, thank you. Thank you for warning me.
That's why the bottom of the screen says warning, this is for mature audiences only.
I'm okay with watching it. I just want to make sure I know what to expect.
So if I get any fucking hate in my comments, it's because you're not reading that it's for mature audiences only.
Well, I see that. I just want to make sure I'm reading.
So be mature.
Yes. All right, let's try to play it. Everyone can mute their mics, Jimmy especially, because it sounds like you're in the middle of sex. And I know how you sound in the middle of sex. So please mute it.
What's
Mama, I love you. I can't do nothing.
Yeah, EMS is on their way.
My face is gone. I can't breathe, man. Please. Please let me stand.
That makes sense.
Please, man, I can't breathe.
Get up on the sidewalk, please. One side or the other, please.
All right. I have to pull the room. I'm going to pull the panel. Do you guys think I should keep going with this? Yes or no?
Yeah, I just started. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't paid no attention. That's all I've seen was those.
I'm okay. I'm okay here. I'm okay here.
I think we're good here.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a point that I am going to move. I am going to fast forward when they pick him up and put him on the gurney. So that part I am fast forwarding. I've already determined that last night.
Wait. I wanted to hear those pleas. You said he was pleading for a license, at least a couple of them. I want to hear. Is just that part?
Okay. All right. So, because I don't want to. I mean, I have the warning.
Maybe just as short. I want to get that feel of what you just said.
Okay. All right. So, you have a challenge flag, Joe. If you want me to stop it at some point,
I will. I guarantee you, I will. I suck at this.
All right.
Yeah.
My face getting bad.
Yeah, should we get his legs up?
Oh my God.
Nope, just leave him. Just leave him. Just leave him. Yep, just leave him.
All right.
I'm dead.
The park's still sitting on the car there.
Look at my face, man.
I believe so. We found a pipe.
Wouldn't get out of the car.
Yeah, he was
I ain't keeping this real. Please.
Yeah, across the street, park's watching.
Please.
Two other people with
Please, I can't breathe. Please, man. Please, somebody help me.
I just want to state one of the witnesses was an EMT.
Go ahead, Bucket.
One of the witnesses there was an EMT first responder. They still didn't want to do her job.
Where are we right now? Let's kind of
Yes,
like
is this the last moments of his life? That's what I was looking for. Is that what this is?
It's coming up. It's a long period of time where they jump on him. It's there's a good 5 minutes left.
This is some of his last. I want to hear some of his last.
So you want me to
It
fast
was
forward?
just short of 9 minutes.
So just
some of his last utterances.
He'll kill me. He'll kill me.
I will say that some people may think that Joe is morbid asking this, but I think this needs to be a daily reminder of the broken picture we have in society right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never watched it all.
Oh, really?
I've never been able to, and that goes
All
for
right.
a lot of these, especially with
Okay.
the kids. I can't watch them.
Here we go.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Okay.
All right, I'm good.
Hold on a
I'm
second,
good.
guys.
I'm good.
Are you good?
Yeah, that was for me.
I'm good,
satisfied.
except for one fact. Where's the knee on the back of his head? I can't see that. I see a
Well,
hand.
the angle we're at, we can't really see it.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
still
If
more.
you look right in between the handcuffs, you can see his knee.
I see a hand, but that's
very slightly.
There is
Yeah, but if you look in between the slot,
Thank you.
It could be a
Thank
knee
you.
if it's dark pants.
All right, so I'm gonna fast forward it to this point, and again, viewer discretion is advised.
You want one of us to ride with?
Yeah. Stick with him.
Ride with?
Yeah, stick with him.
I'm on my phone, so I'll be back here.
Sounds good. Belt it down.
What's that?
Help get belted down.
Joe, I see a lot of similarities from last night till tonight, my guy.
You mean here in Chicago?
Dallas, the Dallas video we broke down with the excessive force. Everybody thought he was alive. They put him in the paramedics thinking he was alive. They're treating George Floyd as if he's alive right now.
And before that too, when they was stand on him and tell him just be quiet, just take this murder, stop resisting. Even though it got to, they weren't even saying that no more. They were laughing and joking still on him.
Right. Here we go.
See the pigs just roll by?
You just killed that man there yelling. So do they know by now that he's dead?
Oh, really?
Because it looked like by them, it looked by the body language of the EMS, they didn't know yet. Am I wrong?
They don't like.
I think they knew he was dead because he wasn't even in handcuffs anymore.
If there are people out there, they won't show for sure that that guy is dead. They won't show that. I mean, the ambulance people are smart enough then to let them people
Look
see
at
that
him on
they're
the gunning.
concerned.
There's no handcuffs anymore.
I skipped the part, and that should I go back to the part that I skipped where they took his handcuffs
I
off?
think so.
That probably.
I think so.
All right, so they're taking the handcuffs off now.
This is brutal.
I don't know if they know yet.
I would think for sure they do.
He's not talking no more.
Yeah.
He's not making any
I
movements.
think they believe a huge percent that he is dead.
So this is a really
I
important
think they
question.
know he's dead.
Let's
Because they wouldn't have taken the handcuffs off.
Let's go back a little bit more.
They wouldn't have taken the handcuffs off if they knew he was alive still because of the safety issues. They knew he was dead.
That's a good point, Buck.
That's not true. They have procedure is they have to take the handcuffs off when he's on the gurney.
Yeah.
No, they can still cuff him to the gurney though, because I've been cuffed to a gurney many a times.
I didn't know that. Whoever said that.
Excuse me, Bucket Boy, you were conscious when that happens. When a man's unconscious like that, they need to have the arms free for the medical personnel to be able to apply an IV. Okay?
Exactly.
You know what an IV
Yes,
is?
and my wrist was cuffed to the arm of the gurney. My wrists were cuffed to the arm of the gurney, and my feet were shackled together. I know what I was going through when I was getting an IV stuck in my hand under arrest.
And were you
I
unconscious?
know what I was going through under arrest.
And were you unconscious?
No.
And that solves that issue.
The fact of the matter is still, though, they still say doesn't matter. It still doesn't make sense.
Hey, this is where I was going with that. If they
And
realized he was unconscious and they took the cuffs off, some of them, I think their heart jumped to that conclusion that, oh, fuck, he might be dead. I'm thinking that's the logical thought. If he know he's unconscious, then somebody, most people there probably had that second thought.
Facts.
So hold on. So there was a moment they checked for the pulse, and then there's footage of it. So let's see if we're gonna find it because we
I'm gonna listen to
There it is.
He's not fucking moving. Bro, are you 1087, bro?
They just checked for his pulse.
Okay. Right now. The thing is, they check for his pulse, but they make no effort at CPR.
Well, that knee is still on him. Is that the knee?
I'm seeing arms. I'm not seeing knee. Let's keep going, and then we'll kind of break it down.
I'm sorry, but they're not making an attempt at CPR.
Hold on.
At all.
You know how he's mad. Yes, look at that, bro. Are you serious?
That's a good point, Bucky.
So now the public is realizing that he's dead because when they checked his pulse.
If you hear
Facts. They knew he was dead off rip.
Right.
And I'm sorry to say this, NJ. I want to say this one thing before I put myself back on mute. Unconscious or not, if you're unconscious, how can they still say they're not afraid for their safety? Let's come back to consciousness.
Are you aware that you're yelling?
He yells a lot, and I'm trying to get him not to, and it's hurting my ears.
Sorry.
No, it's
You gotta talk.
So, anyways,
Ginger bucket.
how can you say if he's unconscious, he's not a danger? When he can come back to consciousness and become a threat.
Bucket.
No, he's not going to
Hi,
be.
Bucket. My name is Sancho. This is my quiet voice. Do you have a quiet voice, Bucket? Can I hear it?
And you guys know who Auditing is?
I don't.
Here's another thought, guys.
No one knows who Auditing is? NJ, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, guys, but okay, when they realize
You
that
know who that is?
I'm sorry, why are the cops not, when they realize that he's got no pulse, why are they not rolling him over to try to give him some initial CPR or something, emergency aid? They're doing nothing.
Especially if the people notice it and they feel that he's out of here, so we need to take the cuffs off. That's a great opportunity to be like, okay, immediately I'm going to start this shit. This is my best chance.
Right, but they're not doing it. I don't see that here. I see them just kind of like, oh, okay, well, he's dead. Okay, guys, let's call the
And
ambulance.
everybody's yelling at them now. Let's keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get him on this first.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. It's like, okay, he's dead. Whatever. Yeah. There you go.
I
Handcuffs
think
are
he
up.
said now that he's dead, you're gonna uncuff him.
Yeah. His knee's still on him. The knee was still on him the whole time.
Fucking God.
Oh, Joe, the knee was still on him the whole time.
I'm sorry. Oh my
Right.
fucking God. It's a human fucking
Look,
being.
You
He's
see that knee?
not breathing. Give
You
him
see that
fucking
knee?
CPR.
The knee is on him the whole time, and watch when he gets up, Joe. He pops up in 3, 2, 1. Wait for it. He's gonna back up. Wait a minute. Watch him pop up and release the knee. Ready? See that left knee? See that left knee with the hand?
I'm watching.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Considering the knee was still on him, they knew he was dead.
I would go so far as to say
Oh
a
my
bunch of
fucking
them
God.
thought he was. I don't know about the new comment.
I'm sorry.
I bet you a bunch of them thought he was.
So let's kind of play this through for a few minutes and see the aftermath and how they acted after the aftermath when they knew he was dead. And let's kind of, after a few minutes, then I'll pause it and kind of throw it off to you guys, all right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that. Please.
You just really killed that man, bro. You just really killed that man, bro.
If they're saying it, they have to cross their mind.
Lane, is this yours?
Yeah. Nope. Bro, you just killed that man, bro.
Sir?
Right in the seven.
This one yours?
Killed that man, yo.
Bro, you bogus. You know that, bro. You know you bogus. That's why you can't even look like a man, bro.
So there's a question if they took the handcuffs off. Did we see them take the handcuffs off?
No. I didn't see that, but I'm shocked. I'm sorry. El Sancho and
Look when he's laying flat on the ground, he's going into the ambulance. You'll see there's no cuffs, I believe.
That's what I didn't want to play, but I'll play it now.
Nobody offered him.
His handcuffs were
Where's the
behind him,
cuffs?
now they're in front of him.
Jesus.
No handcuffs. They're on the front of him. Flip them over. See how his hands are? Oh, wait. It's handcuffed there.
You're taking them off right now.
It's handcuffed there. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does that look like it's handcuffed? It looks like one arm's behind it. Yeah.
So they did cuff him to the gurney like they did me. Okay.
Why would they cuff a dead man to a gurney?
Okay.
I don't think they're
Excuse
gonna,
me, but are there any doctors or coroners there?
He has no pulse.
I don't think they're gonna let on, even
No,
if they
but-
do think
okay.
it to the max. They're not crazy and gonna let on. That's what I think they have in their mind.
Okay, even more fundamental, guys. Why the hell is nobody issuing emergency CPR or anything on this guy while he's still on the fucking ground?
I wonder if it's
Yes.
not because the crowd is saying you killed him. and
CPR mouth to mouth.
they trying to get him away from the crowd before they try anything. I wonder if
Yeah,
that's
but you
not
only
it.
have a certain amount of time that you can actually effectively revive somebody.
I would agree.
They
I
did
mean,
get
what
him from the gurney. They did get him from the ground to the ambulance very quickly. I think
Agreed.
that's why.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah, but still, he's
Like,
on the
when-
fucking
from-
ground. The guy was sitting there with his knees. You can see it, and he's just kind of like, "Oh,
For 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
right."
So let's kind of break down this, everybody on mute a little bit.
I'm sorry.
We're going to see
I'll
the
mute.
first.
I'll shut up.
This is the first raw reaction from everybody there. We're going to hear their opinions, and we're going to hear what they think, and let's play it.
Bro, you
bogus. You know that, bro. You know you bogus. That's why you can't even look like the man, bro.
Say again?
What do you guys want that spot?
The car's still over there. Let me talk to the other occupants real quick.
Yeah, you guys good with these?
I'm going to double check with him. Lane talk to him first. All right.
You want to get his phone, sir?
You want to get his phone? Yeah. In the car?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's already gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Is that his phone?
He's
His phone
gone.
back.
Yeah, put his phone back. If he needs to come back and get his stuff, we got to be able to tell him where it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Put his phone back. That's it. Yeah.
What happened? Why he in the hospital?
You know I ain't in.
Okay, did you ran him though? Nope.
So they're making them think that he's still alive.
Yep. They think he's still alive and they killed him.
And the officers.
No, I don't think they think he's still alive for a second.
No?
No.
But they're not absolutely dead
I
either.
just thought I heard him say, get his things back. Let's kind of rewind this.
All right.
Is that his phone? Put his phone back.
Yeah, put his phone back. If he needs to come back and get his stuff, we got to be able to tell him where it is.
What does that just mean? That's his phone. If he's going to get his stuff, we want to tell him where it is.
I've read a few books.
So they're saying he's still alive in all essence.
I've read a few books by cops, and all of them say they do exactly this until they're out of sight. And they've got good stories of how crowds been incited and the extremes that they go through to pull this off. I think they're aware that being cops, if they've been there any time, they know better.
They're protecting their safety right now.
I think so. Yes, they got to do these things.
Let's go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Put his phone back. That's it.
Yeah.
Put his phone back. Put his phone back.
What happened? Why he in the hospital?
You know I ain't in.
Okay, did you ran him though?
Nope.
Okay.
No, that man took our name.
Somebody called his family. Suppose you probably have his
What happened to him?
Oh, all right.
They fucked him up.
Uh-oh.
He took your ID?
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Yeah,
sick.
'cause I got his stuff. Good.
All
right.
Yeah, I already know what happened. He told us so. Mr. Anderson passed to me. I didn't give him no money or nothing like that. And whatever.
I
tried
He did, right? You gave him that 20?
Yeah.
I tried. I told him he can't win.
All right.
Don't get in the car.
All right, yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no problem.
I know you can't win.
All right, I don't need anything from them.
They're good.
Yeah.
They want to get out of there.
Right back.
They want to get out of there.
I like how this cop's making sure he uses the crosswalk though. He ain't jaywalking, that's for
There he
sure.
goes. He goes back into the store. This is important.
He gloving up.
This is the guy who called 911. Remember this.
I know you guys. How's it going? Good. How about you? Good. You still have that 20?
I do, and they had a lot more with them too, just so you know.
All right. You have all of them?
No prints. That's why he gloving
Oh, I
up.
confiscated the one.
Well, actually, he bought something with it too. So one of my employees, one employee caught it, and then the other person that was with him, so they both had counterfeits. The gentleman with the hat and the big guy. We caught one, and the other person was spending one on the other side. So.
Okay. Was the big guy the one that made the purchase?
He's the one that was trying to purchase. We took it from him, and then, or no, he didn't get. We didn't take it from him. This one was actually used in here at the tobacco shop.
Okay. By who?
Let me just confirm. Chris, come here for a second. So they both, one attempted, got rejected. One of them came through. I think the gentleman with the hat and dreads. Which person was successful at using it? The bigger one. So the bigger one was the successful one at using
The bigger guy?
Yep. The other one with the hat and dreads attempted and got rejected.
All right. And he just gave you the 20. What did he purchase with it?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes? Okay. And
They each had a few on them. I was told after the fact. I would have handled it if I was in here.
no, fair enough. And you guys have security cameras on the inside?
Of course.
Okay.
And we went outside to talk to them. There was really high up stuff, and then they said, "You got my face or something." And that's when we called you guys.
Okay. All right. And it was just the 20 that he paid with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he had. So
he had more on him, but he just paid with
So
the
we only
20.
got one, but they attempted twice.
Oh, they went down to 40th Street. Yeah, there was a bit of a crowd. They've got a guy in the ambulance. So one of our officers is in there with them. But yeah, they went down to 40th.
In the ambulance.
Get away from the crowd, they said.
He's trying to downplay it.
Still didn't say
What,
deceased.
But what time was he in here? Like right when you called?
5 minutes before you called.
5 minutes before you called? Okay.
320. If you would let MSD know that
All right. And what was his behavior like in the store then?
So the one with the hat and dread that known for a long time, he was nice. He was trying to buy something. He had real bills for that.
Yeah.
However,
Can we get a
Can you
pause?
describe the bigger guy to me when you say bigger? Like, just means
one of them was like 6'8".
6'8", muscular?
Yeah.
All right, okay. The one with the tank top on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then one of them was like with hat and dreads. One of them was tall with the tank top.
Gotcha.
Can you advise the fire department if they're still with you, they need to go to 36 minutes
All right.
with the patient on a full arrest?
All right. What tipped you off that it's? I mean, it looks like it too. Did you just check after the fact? Is that what it was?
Yeah, well, one of them was getting rejected, so I made him go check the rest of the cashier and they found that one.
Okay. Gotcha. It was getting rejected when you put it in the system?
No, this we took it. We lost $10.
Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, we lost $4. 10 change.
Gotcha. All right. And you just have your ID on you so I can get your name correct?
Hey, El Sancho.
Yep.
I gotta get going, guys. I'll be back on in a little bit if you guys are still on.
All right, have a good one.
Glitter's gonna miss you.
And is this is the number you called from a good phone number to get in contact with you?
It's a store number. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Are you the manager?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm gonna do some cop watching with this guy, man. So I'm gonna do that as well.
What guy? This guy? Oh, this guy. Hi, I'm that guy.
Hey, typical shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't authenticate it from the 70s, so I'll show you.
All right, and if you do get that,
It's available. Just come get it when you want it.
Perfect. Yeah, just keep it saved on a flash drive or something for us.
Okay, the thing is, the thing only lasts like 2 weeks or something. So
Okay, 2-week retention time.
I think so, yeah.
Are you able to burn it right now?
I could, if you want to. A lot of times when you guys put on your phones.
Just record it on our phones. Oh, so you can pull it up right now?
I think so.
All right. I'll be back with you then. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
So, did they authenticate it? Did they authenticate it?
They did.
It was counterfeit.
They authenticated it.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. Let's keep going. This is almost done. And then we'll break it down.
Hey, this is all afterwards, right?
Right.
You know you bogus. You can't say nothing right now. You gotta look away. You gotta fight.
Oh yeah.
So do you have a envelope that I could borrow for a sec?
So that's what he passed him there?
Yes, sir. $20 counterfeit. Just the one? Just the one. He said he had more on him, but this is the one that they used to do a transaction with.
Okay, so he actually got some goods and services with it?
He did. And that was our guy. They said bigger guy, black male tank top, no dreads.
Okay. Was he in the vehicle?
Which one? The
one in front of us. He was in that vehicle?
Yeah, he was in this vehicle, yes.
Okay, by himself?
No, it was him and the two that were with him, the male and the female. But we pulled him out because when we tried to talk to him, he started fidgeting around and grabbing for things. So we pulled him out, but he was not cooperative. Okay. He was fighting us the whole time.
Driver's seat?
Yes, he was in the driver's seat.
We have keys for the car?
I do.
Okay. Oh, well, you have that. Yeah.
I got a fob for it.
So the car doesn't disappear?
Right. $320 able. Copy. All right. Yeah, so we got the 20. They have security footage. They told them to save that, so they said it's a 14-hour retention time. We'll probably go back and just grab that on the body camera so they can pull that up quick. So they recorded on the BWC, and I'll go grab my baker. I'll shut up body camera talk. Shut up now.
All right, guys, what do you think?
Wow.
Let's start off with Rada. Then we'll go to Matrix, NJ, Jimmy, Taco, and we'll end with GA. Rod, let's break it down first. What do you think?
Well, good. This is my time to shine like a 4-watt light bulb. So, as you heard them say to the fire department was the ones that showed up second with the turnout gear. They said, "Oh, they went down the street." So it's still hard to tell if they knew he was alive or not because they saw the scene was not safe. They took George Floyd down the street in the ambulance, and that's when they began to start to work him. At this time, we still don't know if they're doing CPR on him or not. Hopefully, they should be. At this time, they probably did an assessment saying, "All right, he has no pulse. All right, we got to stop the CPR. Let's go." And a lot of states require you to do 30 minutes of CPR on scene before you even move the body, unless the scene is not safe. And so that's exactly why they went ahead and moved them out of that situation.
So the big question for the night for the poll, yes or no, is after seeing this body cam, has your opinion changed in George Floyd's case? Simple question, not asking what your opinion is, but did this video change your mind of any way of how you feel? Can you answer that, Rada?
I mean, right from the beginning, I saw the other video, and now this one, the new video that came out, it's actually more enlightening. You saw the two different cops. You saw their two different attitudes. Again, I don't like it. I didn't like it from the go. It just went down like crap, and it ended like crap. No, I'm still going with my same opinion that I didn't like it, and this should never went down like this.
Mr. Matrix, break down what you saw and your thoughts on it.
Well, I mean, first of all, the cops, I mean, initially they just sat there and let this guy die and destroy. There was no reaction whatsoever, which is just pathetic. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, if you initially cause somebody's death, you should be reacting on the fact that they died. He's a human fucking being, regardless, right? So, yeah, okay, fine. They called in the ambulance. They yanked him away, but by then it was too late. They probably could have saved his life if they rolled him over and initially, CPR or whatever the case might be. Tried to revive his ass. But they didn't do that. They just sat there. So it pisses me off.
Well, what kind of CPR did he need?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he stopped breathing, right?
He had a pulse, though.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't?
We don't know that.
Not when they took the pulse at the end. He didn't have a pulse.
No.
At the end, he didn't, but we don't know if he did have a pulse.
But if he stopped moving, they didn't even make an attempt to roll him over.
How does that make any sense? You don't know if he had a pulse. He didn't have a pulse at the end.
No, but I watched this cop.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Rada.
Okay, sorry. I'll shut up.
I didn't see anywhere where he didn't have a pulse on scene, where he did or did not.
I showed you the video where he didn't have a pulse.
But they checked it. They didn't say he didn't have a pulse.
The officers knew he didn't have a pulse.
Okay, so you roll a fucking guy over and you give him CPR.
If that's the case, yes.
You make
If he had a pulse, then you roll him over and you give him rescue breather. I mean, I get it. I've done this before, but
they made no effort to do that. So what the fuck is wrong with them?
Don't yell at him.
Right?
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just yelling.
Getting them all riled up. I like it.
Sensitive. It's not to get turned on, though.
He got turned
I'm
on.
not surprised by a lack of life-saving measures.
Right. So, has your opinion changed at all, Matrix?
As far as what the cops did, no. They screwed up. As far as I'm concerned. Like, they should have at least, number one, not put their knee on his fucking neck for so long. Number two, they didn't, I mean, I don't know. They just fucked up, basically.
NJ Diver, break down everything you saw tonight. What are your thoughts on everything?
There were mistakes on both sides, and unfortunately, it led to the man's death. I believe that the judicial system will look at everything, and it'll all come out one way or another.
You hope.
This has been too highly publicized for any kind of cover-up.
Has your opinion changed at all from before you watched this video So prior?
No, because I saw everything that was available publicly, and I read a little bit about it.
Not everyone's
And
a smart motherfucker like you are, NJ. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear what you said. You were doubling on me.
Not everyone's a smart motherfucker like you doing research, okay?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Everybody's knee-jerk reacting, and that's why we've had all the riots. That's why we've had all of the wonderful times after the LA riots and the ones before that for King's death, and the ones before that for everything else.
Okay. All right. Jimmy just left. I was about to ask him a question. He may have finished having sex, so I'm going to give it off to GA. Break down what you saw tonight from this body cam footage.
I don't. My opinion doesn't change. I didn't think that he deserved to die for. In the beginning, with only seeing the cell phone video that somebody shot. Even from what I saw here, what confuses me is, you have multiple officers on scene. When they had him sat down and he was given his name and stuff, why couldn't another officer went and asked all the questions that they were asking after they killed him?
Exactly. Sorry.
I just and again the lack of life. The lack of life-saving measures doesn't surprise me. I know a federal case in court right now where a mother called 911 because their son had a heart attack, and they showed up. He can be heard on the 911 call in the background, but they showed up and said that he was showing signs of lividity and rigor mortis, and they just left him for dead. So I'm not really surprised that they didn't do anything to help him. But yeah, he didn't deserve to die for it. No matter, I mean, no amount of resistance deserves to die unless they're trying to harm the officer.
Could I just correct something?
Not even that they don't deserve to die, but I mean, there's a justifiable use of force, at least, if they're trying to harm the officer.
Were you saying he showed lividity and rigor mortis?
It takes a lot of time
the
for that to
paramedics.
set in.
The paramedics, and I know it's that's the whole thing, and then there's a whole cover. That's why it's in federal court right now.
Well, no, I mean, you said something that when he was on the phone, you could hear something about rigor mortis.
No,
Not
he could
this
be heard
case.
on the 911 call. They arrived. This is a completely different. I was just talking.
No,
about
I understand
why
that,
I'm
but
not
I'm just trying to
surprised.
figure out why this is why they didn't start.
Oh yeah.
He did have
I'll tell
rigor
you.
mortis.
Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
I'm trying to answer the question. Police and paramedics, I guess, whatever, showed up on scene 5 minutes after the 911 call. There's no way that he could have been showing signs of lividity and rigor mortis.
Okay, so you
They
said
should
you
have.
heard him before in the background. They were saying you could hear the child before in the background.
No, it was an
I'm not
adult. It was a
following.
grown man, but he could be heard on the 911 call in the background, and that 911 call was put into a recycle bin, and they had to dig it back out of it. So there's a.
Let's address the pulse question because Stallbird has a very good question.
When do I get to ask
You
or
gotta
give
be
my
fucking-
point?
You got to be patient, rookie. Sit there behind everybody and be patient.
Everyone else got their time.
You're new. I'm gonna
Right?
address the pulse and
Riot.
give you even more ammunition. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your suck shut. George dead on arrival. George Floyd didn't have a pulse when paramedic checked several times in the ambulance and showed no signs of life. George Floyd didn't have a pulse when the paramedic checked several times in the. According to the document obtained by the Star Tribune, the crew were told by several people that the police had killed the man and pronounced that on Monday. There's a photo of it taken to the ambulance. Here we go.
But did this guy actually make any effort to harm any officer in this whole process? No.
So this is what GA was talking about. The incident report described Floyd as an unresponsive, pulseless male and explained that despite medics performing numerous checks on several occasions, they did not find a pulse. Despite his state, first responders and emergency room staff continued to work on Floyd for almost an hour. So when he was in the hospital, They were still working on him for over an hour. He still had an outside chance. Hennepin Healthcare EMS Chief Marty Shearer told the Star Tribune, even if it was a super long shot, you got to try your best. But just after 90 minutes after his initial interaction with the cops, Floyd was pronounced dead at 9:25 p.m. Speaking about Chauvin's knee restraint, Shearer told the outlet, I don't think the paramedics knew what was going on. They just saw a split second of what was happening. Riots and looting began breaking out because of his death.
Right, but at the same time, I mean, did they really actually try to administer CPR and try to resuscitate this man? Or are they just saying that they tried?
Not on film.
I think they did once they closed the doors.
Hold on. It's not on film. And now I'm going to give the microphone to Taco. I'm going to give him a couple of minutes to break down what he's seen tonight. That doesn't involve any drama, what he's seen on this channel. And then I also want to see if his opinion has changed since seeing what he saw. Go ahead, Taco. The floor is yours, my guy.
All right. First, I want to say it's sad that his life was lost before I get into kind of my controversial opinion, because it's probably a little bit more controversial than most of what's been said. I would say everything up to before the knee was a good traffic stop. He was obviously, according to the autopsy report, was on lots of drugs. There was a lot of drugs in the system. He was having some type of panic attack, whatever. They were doing whatever they could to assist with that. You know, they were like, all right, you know, we've got the air in the car, we're lowering the windows. And when that wasn't working, they're like, all right, we'll put you on the ground. And then obviously that's when the knee ensued. And, you know, that's when the bad part, you know, the horrific part ensued. And that's where, unfortunately, I see where I think because of the outrage in the media, I think, and that pressure, I think they might have overcharged the officers, and it might cause some of the officers to go free because of the toxicology reports and everything like that. They're going to say it was the stress of the heart. Yes, it was the knee also, but they're going to say, you know, he was already having this massive panic attack and not being able to breathe and the stress of the heart that it could have, you know, very much so caused his death. And so
has your opinion changed at all from the video?
I still think it was horrific what happened to him. I think the officer who had his knee on him shouldn't have had the knee on him like that. So in that way, it hasn't changed. But I also think the stuff, like not seeing the stuff prior to that, I think that part changed for me.
Right. But it's the lack of empathy on the officers.
Now, Sancho, when you read that article, did you say it wasn't until they got into the ambulance when they didn't find a pulse?
So the arrest, the ambulance was called and the man was transported. The incident reported described Floyd as unresponsive, pulseless male and explained that despite medics performing numerous checks on several occasions, they did not find a pulse. Checked several times. He was checked several times. He checked several times in the ambulance and showed no signs of life. So when he was in the ambulance, he showed no signs of life.
Right.
So I mean, there's a possibility that he still had a pulse on scene then.
Possibility.
They described it as
life-saving measures in the ambulance.
Pulseless male was in the report, though.
That could bite him in the ass.
They should have been starting. What happened to the 10 minutes of life-saving measures? You know, when they like the EMS arrived. I heard you say they started it at the hospital, or they worked on him at the hospital, but did they work on him in the ambulance, or did they just keep checking for a pulse?
That's probably why they pulled down the road, so they could stop working on him.
But again, it goes back to when you see the officers, when the guy stops fucking breathing, they're not doing anything. They're just sitting there. Right?
Yeah, the city I live in now, they have what they call the Lucas system, and it actually is like a machine that gives chest compressions.
It's about $1,000. Not everybody has it. Not everybody can afford it.
Well, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't do anything.
And not everybody allows it either, as far as EMS, doctors, and pre-hospital care.
Okay, but
hey, Sancho, I'm gonna hop down.
Taco, I appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks, Taco. Thank you for having me.
The fact that these officers are just officers, but they're human beings, that when the guy stops breathing, they don't even, it seems like to me, I'm sorry, but they don't react whatsoever. The guy stopped breathing. Am I missing something on that when I saw that? They just sat there and watched them die?
I'm with you on that, but my problem is I don't see enough evidence that he did not have a pulse or breathing at that time. I mean, was his body lifeless? Absolutely. Do people do that before arrest? Absolutely. They do fake it.
I think there's some lacking in ethical decision making, if you ask me.
Right, but they barely reacted. I just saw a knee, like, hovering over top of his body, and they were barely moving. They didn't even roll the guy over to see if he was breathing.
If they checked for a pulse and he did not have a pulse, and they stood there and kept his knee on his back and kept him in handcuffs, they're fucked. Absolutely, just plain simple, they are.
That's what I see. I see they checked for a pulse. He's not breathing, or whatever the case might be, and they didn't react.
Call me crazy, Rada, but I think at the very end of that, before they put him on the gurney, when they checked the pulse multiple times, they knew he was dead, but they wanted everyone to think he was still alive, which is what they were doing when he left the ambulance. They were still trying to make everyone think they were alive to control the crowd.
Good point.
To control the crowd.
No, you're right, because that's why they went down. As you saw when they're in the shop, as the firefighters came in to assist, the cop turned to him and said, "Oh yeah, they're down on whatever street because the crowd was getting too big or whatever." So as soon as they felt it was a pulse, they were probably like, "Oh shit, all right, let's get him and get him out of here. Let's do some CPR before." Because I guess pre-hospital care, there's doctor studies that say CPR is performed better on scene where you are instead of a moving ambulance, and that's probably why they moved out of there and started performing CPR.
Well, I'm sorry, but the basic premise of this whole story is that the cops involved done fucked up.
Hey, the officers are trained in CPR too, so wouldn't it have looked better for them if they had, like was mentioned earlier, flipped them over and checked for a pulse and done all these things and performed it on scene?
Here's my beef.
We're assuming they are.
Here's my beef. So if we're gonna go with that logic where they know he's dead, but they don't want to cause hysteria, they essentially chose not causing hysteria over saving his life and doing CPR. Oh,
It's tough.
That's bad.
It's bad. It's tough. Because if you were, El Sancho, if you were that guy over top of this poor guy, George, that he suddenly supposedly stopped breathing, your initial reaction as a regular human being would be to roll his ass over and try a CPR on him, right?
Nobody ever went, "Oh shit," you know what I mean?
Yeah, or "Oh shit, he's not breathing. Let's roll him over. Let's see if we can get him to breathe."
So the mayor of Minneapolis has described this as a murder. I'm not a prosecutor, but let me be clear. The arresting officer killed someone. As the precise charge, I'm not going to get into that.
I'm sorry.
There you go. I mean, like the mayor himself described this incident as a murder.
I'm Canadian, and I can see this as from a neutral perspective. But I mean, that's just what I see. You know what you showed me on that video.
So I'm gonna throw another interesting poll question here.
Yeah.
So the mayor of Minneapolis is stating that he'd be alive today if he were white. Do we agree with that logic?
I don't know. That's a tough one because you got. I mean, I'm also coming from a Canadian perspective where race and color doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, if you're stupid, you're stupid. And
Right.
I mean, I don't know how it is actually in the States for some people, but here, no, it wouldn't be an issue. Anybody else?
I wouldn't go as far as to take it there either. I think anybody, same size or whatever, same situation.
So
same
what's a
set of
better
facts,
question?
I guess.
What's a better question, GA? If George Floyd was white, would he still be alive, or was it size versus race? Which one is a better question?
Well, no, I don't think that if he was white, he would necessarily still be alive.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of police brutality and excessive force and stuff like that that's scattered across across the spectrum. So I don't want to make it a race thing.
That's a rough or a tough line to cross, actually. I mean, like, I understand that the George Floyd is African American, right? And the officer was white, but that's a tough one. Is the officer racist?
All right. If George Floyd was white, would he still be alive today?
Don't
That's
know.
the question. That's the
That's.
I do apologize if anyone's offended if it's an offensive question, but I think it needs to be asked because race has been brought up many, many times, and we need to shine a light on racial issues, and a question like this is meant to do so.
Yeah, but I just saw a video recently of a cop encounter where it was a black officer with a white guy, and he treated this guy with utmost fucking respect. It was insane how good this officer treated this guy. And, the black officer treated the white guy perfectly. So, what the hell is the problem?
We're getting votes. This is good. We're getting votes. What do you think, NJ? If George Floyd was white, would he be alive today?
Under the same circumstances, probably not.
Radha?
No.
I don't want to touch that race issue with a 10-foot pole, but there has been some history of racial tensions in Minneapolis. There was a story about some racial inequalities a couple weeks before that, where I forget the story, but to say yes or no, I'm gonna go with yes. Yeah.
I have a question for everybody on the panel, including El Sancho. Why does everybody even give a shit about your skin color?
I don't know. Can I speak on something then that I've kind of seen in the area that I live? There are a couple. There's like one in the city and one in the county of unsolved homicides, and both victims were black. They've got $5,000 rewards out for them. This one was like last year, and one was in 2018. You had this year, 3 guys that went out fishing together got killed, and they made a big public spectacle about it. And the sheriff's office put up like $15,000 for a reward towards information for an arrest. And I mean, you see it here and there. You know what I mean? It's always made me wonder why do they not put more into these other homicides that are unsolved? You know what I mean?
No, I understand, but you're missing my question. Why do people give a shit about skin color? Is my question.
I don't know because
really, it's an
white
important.
people have been abused by police as well, but it seems like it seems like colored people are abused a lot more by police.
No,
and
I
discriminated
understand.
against and targeted and abused.
Police. This is supposed society in general says that black people, Moorish American or whatever the hell you are. What does it fucking matter what your skin color is?
Listen, we have a country that people are still fighting the Civil War down south.
Right.
That's a huge difference between us and Canada. I mean, that's just the way it is, unfortunately, in this country.
I think the last numbers, at least 30% of our population is Chinese. I don't give a shit. If you're contributing to society, I don't care. Right? I don't care what color your skin is. If you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect.
Right, but we can't ignore that racism is very much real.
Why is it though? Like, what is the fucking? I'm sorry, El Sancho, but I mean,
it gets taught down from their parents, man. Parents teach their kids that, and until parents don't teach their kids.
Yeah,
you got to teach kids to love all life. All life.
And that's
racism is taught too, unfortunately.
It is. I mean, I grew up with old school parents who were firm believers that white people should date white people and black people should date black people, and it wasn't my cup of tea. And I was smart enough to not listen and not learn and judge on my own and be like, I don't really believe what I'm being told because I have really nice friends that are black and Puerto Rican.
Or whatever race
awesome.
you're fucking from. You can be from fucking Pluto for fucking all that matters. Like, it's how you treat everybody else.
Right.
You interact. Right. And that's what it comes down to. If you're contributing to society, if you're paying your fucking taxes, for God's sake, it really doesn't fucking matter what you look like. Because honestly, if you look at some of the scientific facts in the next, hundreds of years, we're all going to be beige skins anyway. We're going to be looking the same anyway at some point. Honestly. So what does it fucking matter?
Well,
human beings.
My point is, you have to see racism because it exists, and you can't ignore it. And
what is racism? Like, honestly, it's what people, put in their fucking heads that says, okay, well, you look different from me, so therefore I'm better than you. No, you're not. Honestly. Nobody's better than anybody else at the end of the day, right?
Any kind of supremacy is like bonkers to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I get so emotional about this racism thing. I apologize.
I get where you're coming from, though. That's the question that needs to be asked. It is. It's just we can't answer it, but we can't ignore it either. You know what I mean?
No, but stop talking about it and look at the person and say, "Did you treat me with respect when you sold me?" If you're in an interaction with okay, I'm going to use this as a basic example, but if you go buy something from somebody, did you treat me with respect? Yes. Okay. Did I get a good deal? Yes. Okay, great. Have a good day. Bye. What does the skin color have to do with it? You didn't.
Why the fuck did he wake up from surgery? Oh shit, that was supposed to be on mute. Sorry.
That's okay. But you know what I'm getting at, right? Like, stop talking about it. Get over it and just get on with, like, do you contribute to society? Yes. Do you pay taxes? Yes. Are you treating others with respect? Yes. Then let's fucking move on. I don't care if you're from Outer Mongolia or Pluto or wherever you are from.
Hey, I'm with you like we're in the same picture, man. So
yeah, okay.
There are people who are being judged by simply the color of their skin. And we need to stop ignoring it and realize that it's a problem and face it head on and do everything we possibly can to fix it.
How do you change that?
Just because
I also agree with.
Just because you don't feel that way doesn't mean you can ignore the others who do. And that's the problem. It's a problem when you're judged by the color of your skin before opening your mouth You're not given an opportunity to show your education or anything like that. And
Right. How do you change that, though? How do you change that in a society where
A lot of people are underground about it too.
Yeah, but how do you look at that? I mean, honestly, there are people that look at somebody who's black skinned, or African American or whatever, and they just immediately say, well, this person's a criminal. How do you change that?
right. All right. Who just left off?
I'm
Rhonda?
sorry.
GA that's left. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's do this. So I'm going to close it. We got, 3 votes for no. So we're going to have a little fun now. Right now, we are going to play What Shall I Talk About?
Oh, I love this game.
So we are going to pick a topic. I'm going to allow Rada to choose a topic to decide what should we talk about next. I have open mind, name a topic. What the fuck do you want Sancho to talk about?
Since NJ Diver is our resident smart guy, I'll defer it to him.
No, I'm okay with you, Rada. Because he's gonna go down a rabbit hole of intelligent as fuck stuff, and I'm gonna lose it, man. Because we're 2 hours deep into this, and when you go down the NJ Diver hole, you better be intelligent as fuck, or you're gonna look like an idiot.
True.
Right.
Oh,
Not necessarily.
All right. So what do you want to talk about, NJ?
Oh, I don't know.
Great.
If
just dumb it down for us.
the half a dozen or more urban myths that are ingrained in many of these people's brains that decide that they can take their little cameras, phones, or whatever other apparatus they have and go wherever they want and do whatever they want.
I want everyone to chat to type "fuck Rada," please. Fuck Rada. So what do you mean by that? Are you addressing auditors as a whole?
Well, not all of them do that. There are a handful that have a modicum amount of intelligence that they realize that, yes, there are limits to public photography.
Right.
Poster 7 says I can.
Right. My thing with auditing, if they are following the law, who am I to tell them they can't do it?
Well,
does that make me a frauditor, Matrix? Because I've been called a frauditor the past couple of days.
No,
am I a frauditor because I feel that way?
No, you're not.
Are you monetized?
No.
Then you're not a frauditor.
I'm almost at 700 subs, though.
You're doing really good on that. Now, the thing is, it's one thing to film in public, but are you imposing yourself, or should I say, infringing on somebody else's personal privacy that they request to you that I don't want to be filmed? I mean, there's so much involved with that whole side of things that I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm lost. Go ahead.
No, I'm just enjoying the fuck Rada train right now. But no, I mean, do you kind of agree with that, NJ? There's an auditor and there's an agitator, and in my opinion, if they're a law-abiding citizen, what have we got a problem with?
Sorry?
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Okay, you focus now? If they're a law-abiding citizen and they're not an agitator and they're following the law, what's the problem?
There's no issue.
Should be no issue.
GA is wondering why we're talking about this now. Get him back up.
We're talking about this now because I asked Rada what to talk about, and he suggested NJ Diver take the football, and NJ Diver will take that football whatever the fuck he pleases. Any chance to find the end zone, NJ Diver is going to take, and this is the topic he brought up.
Now it's fuck me.
It is absolutely fuck Rada. This segment is what shall I talk about? I'm not coming up with these topics. Does anybody want to tell me how bad that other show was Because I haven't heard a damn thing of it. Like, did anyone listen to that other show on the panel? Rada, did you listen at all?
No, I did not.
You didn't listen at all? Okay.
What show is that? Sorry, correct me.
Another show had some controversial shit happen, and I just wanted to see what was going on with it.
I might have missed that. Sorry.
How bad it was, that's all. But what's up, GA?
Okay. I'm gonna try to hang as long as I can because I got like 16% battery, and it gets a little wonky after a while.
Yeah, but
you're
why
more
are
than welcome
people-
to play.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're more than welcome to play any video from my channel that you want, and they can make their own opinion about whether I'm a frauditor or whether what I'm doing is okay.
Well,
but
why don't we do this? Why don't we do a show where we have Rada, we have pretty much everybody, and it's a scheduled show where we break down your audits.
That's fine with me.
GA, I got a question for you.
I'm a little high right now, GA, so I'm not going to give you my best. And I want to give you my best because you've been giving me your best.
Okay, I have a
I'm
question.
okay. Different time.
I have a question for GA. Are you an auditor or a frauditor?
Well, I've heard so many different versions of different people's terms of each. I consider myself a gonzo journalist. And
Okay. Define?
I think of porn when Right Squishy said
Gonzo,
that as
yes.
well. I think of porn. Why do I
think
think of porn when I hear Gonzo?
Gonzo porn, absolutely.
Basically, the camera is the objective view and the objective documentation. I don't
Right.
get myself involved other than narrating unless somebody else comes to me and involves herself in what I'm doing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I like
see what
that.
you're saying. Okay, I like that.
I
Now,
like that a lot.
thing is, I've never seen any of your videos. I don't know who the hell you are, from all the stuff that's going on. No offense. But I mean, if somebody came up to you and you were, recording them or auditing, and they said to you, I don't want to be on, can you blur my face? Would you do it?
Right.
If somebody wanted me to blur their face,
I don't know where he's going with this.
yeah, I don't know. I
don't know if we're getting creepy.
I'm just talking about, okay.
Here's how I feel about it. Here's how I feel about it. If we're in public, okay, we're in public.
Right.
There's really not an expectation of privacy. So anything, if I'm on a public sidewalk, in a public building, I don't go out of my way to irritate people with my camera. That's why I don't understand this victimizing of people with the camera. It seems impossible to me unless you're using the camera to bash them over the head, or you're in a private setting and you're recording like nasty shit you're not supposed to be.
It's not a weapon.
Gonzo shit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So let me use a basic example. You come into a post office, which seems to be a common theme these days, and I'm doing business for myself inside that post office, and you're filming me. And I turn around and say, can you please blur my face? Would you respect that request?
I don't think that it needs to be respected, really. I mean...
Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right. Just, it's an honest question. I'm just asking, because...
Yeah, and you can take from that whatever you want. But I've had people that have, from, 15, 20 feet away, turn and look at the camera and then walk themselves all the way up to me when they're not even the focus of anything. Nobody's worried about what people are doing in there. We're there to see the general operation.
Okay, general operation. But if I don't want my face to be broadcasted across social media, internet, or whatever the hell you're up to, do I not have the expectation of saying to you that, can you please blur my face so it's not posted?
Okay, you can request it, but it's just like anything else, you can respectfully deny.
What if
or
they ask you nice?
Yeah, if I'm asking nice.
Yeah, if it's somebody and they get to talking to me and they have a reason for wanting it, that
I
makes
got
sense.
warrants, man. I don't want to be on film. I got
Warrants.
warrants, man. I don't want to be on your Facebook. I don't want to be on your YouTube, man. I got warrants. Can you help me out?
I'm
But
with my
yeah,
side piece right now.
Right. But I mean, in all fairness, like I don't log into Facebook and I don't participate in a lot of social media aspects of my life other than on here, but I'm not on cam. Now, that's my level of privacy that I expect that to be extended. If I'm requesting you, if you're filming me, can you please blur my face so that nobody else can see what I'm up to? Is my point. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how you approach and ask about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's why I ask you nicely. I say,
I
listen,
haven't really met people in that situation. I've never been asked that question, first off. Nobody's ever in public come up to me and said, can you make me blur my face? Usually a demand that you don't have the right in this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
I'm one of those. I'm gonna give you more what you give me, but I'm a respectful person. I work in the service industry, so I deal with the public all the time, and I've dealt with the public under pressure, with the way people can be in society. You know what I mean? So.
I know what you mean. So what do you do in the service industry? What service industry do you deal with?
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Okay, so you deal with people all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Mr. NJ, ask NJ about something called likeness law if the channel is monetized.
None of that's ever been adjudicated to my knowledge.
Yeah, there's channels for things like if you ask me that question in public and then you find out where the video is. There's channels for that kind of stuff, and it's mainly up to YouTube to decide if it's gonna stay or go. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I hear what you're saying. It's just that there are certain people,
right,
like myself, that I don't want to be posted on social media directly. Now, if I were to come up to you and you were to, I mean, how do I put it? Interview me, then I might change my mind, depending on how the interaction goes. But in general, no, I don't want people to know what I'm up to.
Hey, Rada.
Well, somebody's gonna know what you're up to at all times because there's cameras everywhere, dude.
Well,
hey, Rada.
Yes.
But the difference between those cameras and your camera is that you're posting that on social media. Those other cameras are for security purposes only.
Hey, Rada.
Well, to a certain extent, some people can request footage from those cameras and post it anyway.
No, I get that, but generally speaking, no, people don't. I mean, I know I'm on camera when I go everywhere. I get that, but you're now directly filming me with the sole purpose of, or not sole purpose, most likely intention of posting my image online, which I do not want to do most of the time. I like my privacy.
And could they go through the legal process through the YouTube of getting you hit with a privacy strike if they really wanted to, if they were that determined, GA?
It's happened. I can use an example. The very first time I ever went into my local police department, I went in there with a camera. The record supervisor came to the window with a piece of paper over her face. Wow. And I kept asking her, like, why do you have paper over your face? Well, I don't want to be a part of your video.
Fair enough.
So I went, by the end of the thing, I think I had left for a minute and I went back in and asked for a complaint form. And by that time she had pulled the paper down and it wasn't an issue, but they had some people in there like having like a little meeting in the back. I don't know if they were talking about that because you can't hear on the other side of the glass. But I did get a privacy complaint on it, and I just simply stated that she's a public official while she's doing her job on public property.
Understood. But
you won it?
Huh?
And you won the appeal?
Yep.
Hold on, Rada. Are you available tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern?
Ooh, I can't make any promises, but I'll try.
GA, are you available tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern?
Thursday. Yeah, it should be.
It's got to be an hour, under an hour, but I want to break down a couple of your videos. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, are you just gonna go choose them however you want, or
do you want
me
to choose
to like?
a couple? Yeah, like if you want to send me an email, my email is in the chat. Any of the mods do ! Email. You know it's there. Give me a couple videos. I won't watch them. I'll break them down with you. Give you my opinion. My opinion's worth shit, by the way. So just know that.
Hey, no, it's not, Alejandro.
But I'll give you my opinion on what I think of the video. And
yeah, but GA, like honestly, like from all the auditor videos that we've watched over the last, long while, a lot of it comes down to, yes, you can film and do what you need to do to, audit the situation, but it also comes down to, correct me if I'm wrong, respect for the other person's, wishes at what they're doing, right?
And listen, before anybody asks me if I've ever seen your video, I watch a lot of auditing videos and I smoke a lot of weed, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. How much weed do you smoke? Just
a lot of weed. I'm ripping through a 7-gram bag like it's fucking Pop-Tarts.
Damn.
Excellent. That's okay. I'm on my 6th beer or something. I'm not sure what the hell I'm on.
It's like 24 hours, 7 grams. It's not that.
No, it's not too bad.
So, yeah, I understand all that too, but you gotta see, nobody's really focusing in on anybody. So for 2 seconds for you to do it, I mean, most people just stand there and keep their back turned. They don't pay attention to you. You know what I mean?
Okay, and
you got to be sensitive.
That's
you got
not
to
what
be at yourself to cameras, man.
But if you were to approach me and I'm doing business at a particular business, i.e., I'm buying stamps at a post office, and you come and you approach me and you ask me questions or whatever the case might be, then okay, if it's an agreed upon interaction where you ask me questions and I answer and yada yada yada.
I'm not looking for any interaction.
So you're taking a neutral approach.
I'm just there and trying to be like a fly on the wall. Usually when I'm talking to people, unless I'm there, the business is other than filming public officials, like I have to do a records request or I have questions to ask from somebody. I mean, there's videos where I got CCTV footage from inside the police department, and I had to go talk to somebody on the phone that was over that. But yeah, I go out and sometimes people act like asses, and I document people that act like asses. But other than that, if you're respectful to me, I'm not really there to focus on you.
Right. So you're there just to observe and not insert, yourself into the situation. Okay. See that's
what I like. I like when you film the story. Don't be a part of the story unless they do something that requires you to be a part of the story.
Unfortunately, that's where a lot of the auditors have a problem. I'm sorry. They insert themselves into the storyline and they make a big deal about something stupid. And I get a headache watching some of this stuff.
I'm going to tell you the worst one of all of them. You know the one that I can't stand the most? I'm only saying this because he's not here. His name is Bucket Boy. He is the absolute worst of the worst.
Oh, he's here. He's watching.
I heard that.
Oh, wait.
Shit.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
Do they let him out late at night like this?
Yeah, I just got to work. I just got this thing called work.
In
Just wander in the streets.
Rhode
I'm
Island,
getting
usually
nervous.
the animals go out at any time. In Rhode Island, though, like the animals go out at any time at night. What was that?
I said they said you're an auditor. You're not supposed to have a job.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know about that part. I must be a frauditor then. Son of a bitch. I must be one big old frauditor because I have a job now, motherfucker.
Hey, what type of audits do you do? Just out of curiosity, I haven't seen any of your videos.
Me, I really don't do audits. I do mostly do shit like Sancho does.
Fuck it, I'm asking GA.
Oh.
Yeah,
GA.
No, like most of the stuff I do is just I've been in public buildings, police stations, and Department of Health and Human Services and all of that kind of stuff. I haven't had many issues with people. I had one guy at the post office one time that really didn't like and we were like really far away from him, and was like flipping us off and cursing us out as he was walking out of the store or out of the post office. And all I did was walk outside and filmed him getting into his car from the doors of the post office. And then he, as he was backing out, he stopped his car and got out of the car, got up in my face. But other than that, I haven't really had issues with anybody.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, I should check. I should, when I get time, to check out some of your videos if you got anything.
I was arrested. I did an arrest video on there, but it's kind of not really related to auditing. It was a kind of unique situation, but that's on there too.
Yeah, you've been arrested, I'm assuming, that you're just saying?
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you believe in the fact that, like, if you report the story versus being part of the story, it has a bigger impact?
Yeah, but I still even think that that some of the people who you guys might not like or find, I can't think of the word I want to use right now, but
annoying.
Yeah, whatever you want to call
Unwanted?
it. You might not have good opinions of them. I still think that they're effective at what they do. They just get shit from more people than I have. But
please don't tell me you're referring to an AA.
No, I'm
because
just saying
AA is a fake motherfucker. I'll say from Bucket Boy News himself.
I'm not getting into who's who of whatever. I'm just saying I'm not a real big fan of confrontation anyway, so I'm not there.
Yeah.
Are you walking home?
Yeah, boy, I'm walking home in the middle of Prague.
How far of a walk is it?
11 minutes. I'm almost home as we speak. Once I get to the top of the street.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
Yes, I do.
So if someone got you a bike, would you ride a bike instead of walking?
I'd ride a bike. I'll freaking put a motor on the damn thing and everything.
You know, because it sounds like you're walking and having sex at the same time.
Not good sex, though.
Okay, that's too much information. That's an image.
Whoa. I just got like 4 heads turned on me, and there's one porch over here. What's what you're saying?
Look how sweaty he is.
Oh, yeah, I'm hot and bothered, baby.
It looks like he's in a foursome right now, and he's breathing heavy, and he's walking. I mean...
It's disturbing.
I'm home now.
It's an image I don't want. Thank you, El Sancho. Thank you.
El Sancho, you're amazing for that inappropriate image that nobody wanted.
I agree with that. All right, so do you guys want to wrap up with anything else on your mind that we haven't discussed? GA, so can I lock you in for tomorrow night? Can I lock you in, GA, for tomorrow night at 10 p.m.? Because the ladies' night's on at 11, so we got to wrap up a little bit for 11. So any videos you have, do not make them like Rogue Nation an hour long. You know, kind of deal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll go through the what I got, and then I'll try to send you just like a couple examples that aren't too crazy.
Yeah, go through what you got. If you got some 8 minutes ones, we can go through a couple. I'm looking at a 10-minute 48 one, a 9:45 one. Those are all super safe to do just for time. You know, like the shorter they are, the more we can go through, which would be good. 9-minute one, 10-minute one.
What's your link to your YouTube page, sir, Mr. GA?
I got it right here. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, because that would be really good. I'll check him out tomorrow when I'm sober. And
put it up when I'm sober.
I got one more thing to say before we end it here.
How you doing, Bucket
Go
Boy?
ahead.
I haven't talked to you for a couple of days.
Not bad, guys. How you been? Thank you for tuning into El Santo Show yet again here. I do gotta say one thing though, on behalf of the Bucket Boy News 401. I know you guys can't see me because it's in the dark here, but I did have a positive conversation this morning with the chief legal counsel and the paralegal himself. Not the chief legal counselman himself, but the paralegal. He's going to talk to the head of security more about what's going on. And he's also going to see if him, Steve, and the head of security will join my rally on the 29th of August.
Okay.
So I might have the whole legal department and head of security at my rally on August 29th.
And that's for Rhode Island Public Transit Authority for the bus company.
Yep.
That's for the Rhode Island ADA awareness rally, according, yes, and most of the do what's going on.
He's working hard at his new job. He's working hard on the rally. You know, he's got some shit on his shoulders, and he's managing very well. He looks
Knocking
like
the bottom out
right now, but he's sweating. He's been working his ass off, and I know for one, and I've told him this privately, but I'm proud of you, Bucket.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I really am. You know, you've had dark days where you've wanted to break down and give up. I've seen a couple of them myself, but you stuck your chin out there. You took your blows. You got a job. You're probably impressing the fuck out of everybody there. You're building relationships. You're going to move up. You're going to get as many hours as possible, but you're also.
Oh yeah, my first two shifts were supposed to be 3 hours, and they turned it to an 8 and a 7.
Well, that's how it is on the panel too, Bucket. Like if you tell me you're on for 20 minutes, I'm going to hold on to your ankles for 2 hours. So you have that effect on people. You do have that effect on people, and I know for one he's a hard worker. If you give him a project and a mission, it's going to get done. That's why I say to all you females out there, if you go in a hotel with Bucket Boy, you're going to leave fucked because his mission, he gets a mission, he acquires the mission, and he completes the mission. And I look
fully and thoroughly.
And exactly. So that's to all you women out there. So I
don't cut edges.
Exactly. I look very much forward to this rally, and I look because he's putting the work in, and I look forward to him seeing the results.
Bucket, are you flexible? Bucket, are you very flexible?
Here. I'll see you tomorrow at 10.
All right, my guy. I'm gonna do that.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
Charge your phone though, okay?
What's up, bud?
Yeah.
All right.
Bucket, are you very physically flexible? Because when Sancho said he's going to hold your ankles, he's going to hold them by your ears.
Look at him, guy. Look at him. Don't you dare ask him about flexibility. He's a bucket. It doesn't get more flexible than a bucket.
Right? And our buckets
Those
are
ankles are going to be
flexible.
by your ears.
Now, are you home yet, Bucket?
Yeah, I'm outside my house right now.
Are you able to prop the phone up and do a downward dog for Rada?
No.
No.
That's.
Why would you want me to do a yoga position on YouTube?
So you do know what it means. That was my next question. Because there's questions.
I know what yoga is, bro.
Because there's questions of your flexibility, and I just want to squash those right now.
I could do an upwards dog, a downward dog, I could do a half bridge.
What about a behind her dog?
Rada?
That's good.
A
What about
what?
a behind her dog?
A behind the dog? That's what I'm fucking her from behind, right? That's behind her dog.
Yes.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm convinced.
Now you're convinced that he can do it just because he's talking about doing it?
Yes. I don't want to see it. That's why.
You guys are so bad.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes each to say whatever's on your mind. We'll start off with Matrix, NJ, Bucket, then Rada. 2 minutes. Clear the shit out. Get the poison out of your system, Matrix. Go ahead.
Well, El Sancho, thank you for having me on tonight. It's been incredibly awesome. Everybody, including Bucket Boy, stop sweating so much. You're going to be fine. I look forward to any future conversations, basically.
NJ Diver, you got 2 minutes. What's on your mind?
Reality bites, and I just got to outrun you.
Are you challenging me to a race? Have you seen my legs? I showed my legs on video. I did a live feed showing my legs. I revealed that I'm a white guy. Bucket Boy, your thoughts?
No way, and I missed that.
Bucket Boy, your thoughts?
I missed that. Oh,
Bucket's
crap.
frozen right now. I think we
Are
just...
we back?
Hold on a sec.
Hey, Margarita.
This is like a mugshot of Bucket Boy right now. This literally is a mugshot of Bucket Boy. What do you guys think the felony? What do you guys think what the felony of what Bucket Boy committed? And I'm not freezing this. This is his cell phone right now. Bucket Boy, what did you do to acquire these charges?
Oh God!
Screenshot that. I need that.
Look at the photo of you right now and how dead ass serious you are.
Dude, my photo is moving on my screen.
Stop moving on my screen, my guy.
Dude.
Oh, perfect. I like it.
I'm gonna call. Okay, all right. Hold on. I'm gonna knock him off and knock him back on.
Hey, Margarita.
I just brought him back on, and now it's all black. But for some reason, the screen's still showing his face the way I just showed it. His screen at the bottom is showing his face. Oh, you cock. You cock.
Did I fix it yet?
You cock. Well, you fixed it on this level, but my level still shows you in the backstage with that frozen face. Oh man, hold on. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it.
Oh great.
Oh, you cuck. Wait, yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna show everybody what my backstage has been looking like.
Oh, that's perfect. I like it. I love it.
Who left, Rada?
Yep.
Piece of shit. All right, hold on. I'm gonna show you guys what my backstage looks like right now. It is fucking hilarious.
I can only imagine. Oh my God.
Oh.
Fuck you, service. You did me fucking dirty. You fucking cell phone piece of shit.
You know what's funny, Bucket?
All right, can I stop like 2 minutes now?
Hold on, Bucket. I'm gonna give you your 2 minutes in a minute. But this is the car that almost ran you over, and this is the face you should have made when it happened. Boom. Boom.
Oh shit.
Boom.
I kind of did make that face.
This is hilarious, Bucket. This is a technical malfunction, but it's hilarious. I'm sorry.
All right.
Go ahead, Bucket. 2 minutes is yours, my guy. Where the fuck you want to go?
Fuck Metro PCS, that's first of all for doing that to me. So fuck you, Metro. And guys, thank you for tuning in for El Santo show yet again, even though I popped in and out because I was at work and chilling and whatnot. Even though I was clocked out, I was still doing some shit for them. Anyways, I want to say thank you for tuning in to El Santo show. Please stay tuned to my rally. And I hope you all have a good, safe night and stay blessed.
Yes, you too, mister.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
August, one more plug for that rally. Where is it going to be? Why are you doing it? And why should people come see you, Bucket Boy?
The reason why I'm doing this rally is because of what Riptor's been doing against my ADA rights, and I can only imagine what other organizations or housing programs have done to other people themselves against their ADA rights, which is ADA stands for American Disability Act, for the ones that don't know. And I'm hosting this rally at 1 Kennedy Plaza, Providence, Rhode Island, on August 29th between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., and I hope we have a good turnout and I can get some people that I want there, such as the Chief Legal Department, Head of Security of RIPTA themselves, and the paralegal at this rally as well, along with a few other people I'm working with.
Excellent.
Awesome. Everyone, please like, share, and subscribe to Government Accountability. He'll be on tomorrow night. We're going to break down some of his videos. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Bucket Boy News 401. All the latest on the rally coming up on the 29th. He's got some big things dropping, so Everybody in the comments below, once the stream's down, throwing some hearts. I'm very proud of you, Bucket, and I genuinely mean that.
I appreciate that, El Sancho. I really do.
All right, everybody. We're 30. What's the official count now on sub count? We are, 30 subs away? 29 subs away to 700. So the mission is to get to 700. Let's get to 700 by this weekend, guys. I would really appreciate that.
Oh, you'll get that, El Sancho. I promise.
29 subs away to 700, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern for Auditor Breakdown and 11 p.m. Eastern for Ladies' Night. Have a good night, everybody.